Alright, hello. What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video, another live stream. Yo, apologize, man. I've been trying to go live for a minute, and shit is just, you know what I'm saying? The live stream gods wasn't having it. But you know what I'm saying, through perseverance, through trials, tribulations, through put your head down, just in intestinal fortitude and all of these things, we made it through. You feel me? Let me see this. We also got I believe that we got that button. Not yet. All right, we gotta do that again. So we got the fortitude. We stuck it out. We made it happen. And we live. All right. So I appreciate everybody who tapped back in with us one more time. Everything's smooth now. And you know what it was, man? And check this out. Check this out. Shout out to my man Dexter. Oh, we got the comments on the screen too. What it really is I got this laptop right here, and this is my old trusty. I've been rocking with this boy for years. This honestly, this is the laptop that I got when I was doing the JBA stuff, right? Quick story, then we'll get into this, right? Because today we're gonna talk free agency and all of that stuff, all of the rumors, everything. We're gonna dive into it. I promise. Funny story though is this laptop is the one that I got when I was doing the JBA tour, right? The first time I went out to LeVar them house. Right before I was going home, we did interviews. They was like, "Bro, you gonna be with us or not?" I was like, "Shit, I'm down." And I was like, the only thing is, at that time, I was editing and doing all my videos from a work laptop that I had. And so basically, they were like, I was like, "Yo, I would do it, but I need a laptop, right?" And they was like, "Bet." We went to Best Buy. They had all of the laptops on the rack at the Best Buy. They had my dog here, 15-inch, the most kitted out one they had. I was like, I really need that one. He was like, "Man, you need a 15. They got the 13. It's fine." And I was like, the 15 got the strength that I need to carry on. The dude at Best Buy was like, "Yeah, you need a 15." So they caught me that. So this is my JBA laptop. Shit, the password on this laptop is JBA. You know what I'm saying? But it can't handle these streams, bro. I be trying to do too much on the stream, and then all of a sudden that boy be crashing and acting an ass. So I'm using the laptop from the job to kick this up tonight. So we out here once again. Let me get another shout out to my man Flight Sports TV in the building. Shout out to Dex in the building. I probably should point out that shout out to Miles Bridges, pouring up a little pink in here for Miles. The grind is too real, bro. We got to get to the grind, bro. I'm trying to be like Flight, you know what I'm saying? The Flight Sports is a machine. I'm trying to get caught up into that vibe. So and that's what I did wrong. Okay, all right, we're gonna fix that later. So yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the machine, man. It's harder to said than done. All right, so today, NBA free agency, we're gonna talk about it. Everybody come in, hit the like button as you arrive. Always much appreciated. Let's get into the stream.
The hero, back at it, baby.
All right. Also, the issue too with, is it not on here? And I see, I see it's already messed up here. One of my screens missing. Live see. No, that's it. I see. Yeah, okay, there it is. Miles. Let's get into a few different things before we tap in. First off, let me shout out to everybody who in the comment section right quick. All right. Shout out to Tyler Murray. Back again, one of the first in the stream as well. Cannon Taylor. Jigs in the building. What's up, Jigs? Uh, we got Team Kohua in here. You feel me? Shout out to Team Kohua. We got Yago the Plug. Shout out to AB the Grind. It's too real. You know what I'm saying? And here we'll talk about this right here. Team Kohua say Miles, 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 Miles. This Miles Bridges situation, bruh, is a hard one to swallow, right? I don't. I should look it up. Let's see. I really don't want to look it up too much because I don't. I feel like sometimes you know what I mean. It's not good to shed that light on tough situations. New to the live, new to the lives. B.AMG. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, everything starts new at some point, and then it becomes, you know what I'm saying? You become a vet of the game. You feel me? Appreciate you. Let me see. So I really didn't get into too much the kind of drama with Miles Bridges because I feel like what do they say the quiet come before the storm. I feel like there's so many proverbs. It's so many proverbs and words that people talk about right when it's supposed to be a blessing right there. Some come and just smack you in the mouth at times, man. There are times where things are supposed to go right. It's set up. Things are supposed to be perfect and go good, and then all of a sudden some life come and just jab you right in the mouth, man. And so I know how that is, and I hate to be that guy to like come down on Miles, especially in this moment where this is a pivotal moment in his life, right? Where the bag is the bag is on it's ready to come down. We talking about generational money. Like, yeah, you got the money before and it was nice, but he talking about hundreds of millions of dollars he done worked himself into. And then so for that to happen on the eve of when this stuff is supposed to get cracking for him, to me, was just a sad vibe. Let me clear this out here. I do want to be, it's gotta be more to the story, but I do want, let me see. And this is what I'm saying. Let's see. I feel like because it's talent, a team gonna wait for the bad PR to blow over. I think that that's possible too. Like, I mean, that he know what he a hooper, right? And oftentimes, you know how it is with sports. We done seen a lot of these athletes get into some things and really have to and we see these athletes get into some things, and then oftentimes we also see them get the second chance, right? And with that, a lot of times you see that some of these athletes, these cats is just regular, real dudes. You feel me? Who go through things and they make mistakes and all of that jazz. A man say it's got to be more to the story. Want to be sensitive to the victims. Pierre Golson said it's not good. She needed medical attention. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's tough. That's hard to hear in itself. I think he's still gonna get 20 mil a year. I feel like the way the NBA work and way sports work in general is that he's probably gonna get the money. He's gonna get his money. Like, somebody gonna sign him. He hooped too good, but it's gonna be hard for him because I feel like he might not. This will be hard for him to get that max dollar amount, right? In the midst of this. And it's like one of those things where him being a restricted free agent already was going to put some hurdles and some delays in teams willing to sign him, or in a team's ability to sign him, I should say. But I think that this incident is probably going to make it even harder for teams to do that. Let me see. Dang, bro. It's hard, man. Hard. Why he can bounce back at the girl, but she going the campaign. That's tough. I think the hard part is like for me, and this is the question that I ask myself, right? Because it's not even really it's what is the situation that you find yourself in on the night before NBA free agency kickoff, and then you going out there to try to get the $100 million bag? That's the question I have, right? Because I think like there is some stuff, you know what I mean. Like there's whoever the person involved, like there's a bit of, you know what I mean. Like a lot of power is in her hands at this point. You feel me? But the thing that I'm saying is like, if it's NBA free agency about to pop off, it's about to go down. It's the big night of my life. I'm finna go. I'm probably ducked off somewhere, right? And so the thing is that if you're ducked off somewhere, who are you ducked off with, right? And so that's the thing I realize, and also why I want to be sensitive about this topic is because I'm sure that whoever this person is somebody that is near and dear to him. And so if the stuff went left like that with somebody you near and dear went, you know what I'm saying? It could be it could go all bad. But let's do this. I got a video here we'll watch. Not necessarily about that,
Miles Bridges is another guy that I would say
but
would be kind of under the
it's about
possibly gettable.
these Hornets, man. All right, make sure my sound and shit is squared away. OBS device. Let's take a look at this clip here.
Miles Bridges is another guy that I would say would be kind of under the possibly gettable. At this point, I don't think Charlotte, and it can change quickly. I don't think Charlotte sees Miles Bridges as a max free agent. The question is, does anybody else?
One thing I will say is, unlike DeAndre Ayton, Charlotte has made it vocally very clear they are going to keep Miles Bridges.
Yes, Mitch Kupchak came out at a press conference this week and said, "Hey, we intend to bring him back." And cool. Well, Miles, you got a deal? Well, not yet. That's what you say when you have a restricted free agent. We're going to match all offers. Don't waste your time. We're accepting.
We got my man God of Blackness in the building. Let's see. My man say already, and with the super chat. Yeah. Big time. Man, we talking about this Miles Bridges situation. But before we listen to this clip from Wojnarowski, this was yesterday, and they kind of talking about where the Hornets probably seen him at before this incident anyway, and I guess the conversation is there a value drop off with this new incident? But we also trying to be sensitive and talk about this incident in a way that we're not going into much detail on that. You know what I mean? But it's impossible to talk about free agency, honestly, especially with my dog, Miles Bridges, and not bring up, you know what I mean, this kind of crazy thing that's happening with him right now. But so, let's see.
Everything. Oh, really? Well, then how come he hasn't signed? Oh, I don't know.
Because we don't want to pay him as much as he wants.
Right. So if he gets a max offer out there, now here's the thing about restricted free agents. This happens, I'm covering the league for 20 years, and for 20 years I go through this every summer. I hear an agent say to me, who's representing a restricted free agent, they'll say, he's got a max offer. But unless you have salary cap space and have the threat of signing to an offer sheet, I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. I mean, you can obviously attempt to negotiate a sign and trade, but the team doesn't have to do it. So the question will be, will Miles Bridges, from the few teams that have cap space, will he be able to get an offer of max or near max that the Hornets are not willing to match? I think the Hornets are willing to pay the guy well over $20 million a year. I think they do value him. I don't think it's a matter of, I'm not sure that the Suns truly value DeAndre Ayton. In this case, I think they value him. They just don't think, the Hornets just don't think he's a max player. And they got a lot of other big salaries on their books. And they're going to have preparing to pay LaMelo Ball here in a couple of years as well. So they have to think about that. But if you really like Miles Bridges, now Detroit was another team. Miles Bridges is from Flint, Michigan. Went to Michigan State. Obviously, He's a explosive player. I mean, that's a guy who can sell
What was
tickets.
that?
You want to bring in a guy who's going to
Yes,
sell
he's fun to
tickets.
watch.
Sure is.
Explosive player.
There would be some Cade to Miles Bridges lobs for sure, but
So
they
we
no
thought
longer
Detroit
have
was-
that kind of cap
yeah.
space.
I mean, I suppose they could create it elsewhere, but they have clearly not prioritized going after a major free agent. So,
All right. I'll be tired of hearing Wojnarowski talk. I mean, Windhurst. I feel like there's not a lot of people I'd be like, I don't know. Never mind. I ain't gonna go there. All right, let's see what's going on. The Knicks might have to give him the bag to go after Melo. I'm only rocking with the Hornets because of Melo, and they off season looking shaky. That's a bit shaky. I agree. I don't know about the Knicks though. I feel you though. I guess I hadn't even heard. I hadn't heard the Melo to Knicks conversation in a minute. So I'm not sure if they that interested to go ahead and give Miles a max, knowing that in a couple of years, if they're gonna make a run at LaMelo, they go ahead to get big bags, and they already got the boy RJ. That's a big bag coming. So I don't even know about that one. Is Miles worth a max deal to you? To me, I think that he is a max deal player, and I think that what we'll see when we look at this list of who all is going and how much they signing for, and I guess when I think about max, I guess I don't even think about it in the actual factual terms that folks use max contract, right? And to me, I think it's like a relative amount of money, but I understand like the reality of max is, are you worth the maximum amount of money that we can pay you? Whereas I think that there are oftentimes guys who are offered the max amount of money, but they're willing to flirt with a certain amount of numbers, right? For Miles Bridges, to my understanding, the maximum amount that he could receive is about 130 million, which I believe when we broke it down the other day was about 32 million a year. If he can go get the 32 million a year, I think that he would be motivated enough to produce and keep that going, right? And have it be worth, right? I don't think a team would give him that money and then in 2 years be like, yo, we done signed Gordon Hayward. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that Miles Bridges would do that. I think Miles Bridges get the max bag and he turn up for your squad, hella dunks, sell some tickets, all of that jazz. So in that regard, I do think he is worth a max deal. Let me see. My man say, I've been going hard for Miles Bridges on Twitter against everyone on Bleacher Report. And truthfully, man, I would go all of this week. We've been kind of going hard for Miles Bridges, to get that max back. Ringo report. AB was good, fam. Salute to you, my guy. If the story is remotely true, it has to be some of the worst time in the human history, and that's the fact. I can hear LeVar now. Melo, stay away from that boy. He ain't. Oh man, I hope. I doubt it, man, because I like I said, I think LeVar a real one, so he know how life gets sometimes for people. Let's not judge till facts come out. Facts, exactly, bro. I hate the Hornets. 100, Kobe gang. See, I understand that now. I understand how you could hate these Hornets. I will tell you that the boy AB don't hate the Hornets. I like the Hornets. I feel like they got an opportunity. They drafted my dog Melo with the 3rd pick. Obviously 2 teams who probably shouldn't have passed on them. But so I respect the Hornets from that regard, and I think that and I think that, you know what I mean, they have made some mistakes, man, but I'm hoping that they get it going. Great hustle, AB. Love tuning into these lives and hearing your opinion in the chat. Appreciate you. Girl Scout Pie. I love hopping on these live streams, sharing my opinion, and then you know what I'm saying, and reading and interacting with the chat.
To infinity and
Let's
beyond.
see. Oh man, God of Blackness with another super chat. We're gonna get to that, boy. Where's that? I don't even see it on here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Let's see. 80 to 90 million for 5 years. He's not good on defense, and he's a distraction at this point. Here's the thing: is that I was before yesterday. I was selling Miles is over he $100 million plus guy, right? And then folks started bringing up, since this news hit, not just what is going on now. What's that? Daniel Berry, officially Rams 2020 champs. Shout out to you for subscribing to the channel. What I heard people then start bringing up is the lean cup on the Instagram story, and then they putting this thing together, and then now it do get to that point where it's like, all right, bro, you got a lot going on, especially in Charlotte, right? And I believe, you know what I'm saying, Charlotte, North Carolina, conservative, all of that stuff. You see the type of guys who Michael Jordan typically be trying to bring in there, and sometimes he be trying to toe the line of the good old American boy. So I can see how that could be really hard for this squad to digest. And so I can see how now folks would want to bring that value down a bit and be like, bro, we had 100 for you, but come on now take this 90 mil and then we'll get up out of here. Do I think he'd take a $90 million deal for 5 years? Nah, bro. I think if you're going to go down on that money, not over 100K, then you got to go down on them years. 90 mil, 100 million, 4 years, something like that. I feel like that's a bag from Miles Bridges. Let me see. Do you think Melo will stay when his contract is up? I really think it depends on how this year goes, right? We talked about the new coach, Steve Clifford, and the ideal for bringing him in is you were so close that you think if you switch up the coach, it's going to take you to the next level. I think that if he takes them to the next level, plus the money incentive that they have built into these contracts, I could see him wanting to stay, right? Especially if his guys are around him, they done built up some rapport. I think 1 more year, 2 more years of Borrego, and when that contract came up, my dog was chunking the deuces. I think that this move to a new coach could be the thing that keeps him around for sure. He'll still be in the NBA, just not on the max, even with how I don't want to say awful now. It seems like the Hornets are cursed. Melo going to get the first thing smoking, even if they lose a few million. He rich before the league. That's what I'm saying. I think that Melo is in a unique position because the money for him, obviously there's enough money that it'll be a motivator and a driving factor in some in some instances for him, right? There's a number out there that can perk him up, I'm sure. But I believe like this Miles Bridges situation, if you get into this thing where you starting to debate over 190, 110 million, like the extra 10 million is nice, but for a cat like LaMelo, I mean, he signed $100 million shoe contract already, you know, so I wouldn't be surprised if those things didn't move him as much as they might have moved some of the other guys. Let's see. I don't know why the Lakers don't try to get Terry Rozier from Charlotte. That would be interesting because they need some shooting, and that's his vibe. That's what he do. That's his bag for sure. So the Pistons don't even have the space. That's what my man Windhorst was saying right here. Is they really don't even have the space to give him that. They probably would give him the money, but it don't seem like it's in the cards for him. You think, no? Yeah, but if a big market GM, I'll overpay Miles if it gets me Melo. I think that's true. I can see them doing that, but you really gotta believe that there's a connection there that's crazy, right? I think that if you're one of these guys who think about a couple years ago when it was the KD Kyrie situation, right? And they had that dialogue going back and forth about like KD, if teams were thinking like we could get KD and Kyrie coming. If we got Kyrie to come here, so the Brooklyn Nets, we go ahead and sign Kyrie, KD's coming, right? They were trying to find a team that was going to get them both. If you think that Miles and Melo are packaged already together like that, then that makes sense. I don't know if that package is solidified like that yet. I think that those two might be guys who would love to stay on the same team together, especially if they don't got to leave Charlotte. But I don't know if those is two guys who like ready to move around the NBA together. You feel me? Especially we see guys. It's kind of too early in their careers to start teaming up, right? I think what the Knicks are doing, the Knicks went ahead and got a Cam Reddish. They got RJ Barrett out there. Oh man, God of Blackness tapped in one more time. I mean, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right. Let me see. So that's what, like a big market team. They trying to build Baby Duke right there. I wouldn't be surprised they went ahead and hired Coach K. They just need a vet like Andre Iguodala to show him how to move. That would be nice, but Iguodala trying to rack up these championships. That's why he didn't want to go to Memphis and be a vet there. Probably would have helped them in the playoffs. About bum ass Cody Martin and Jalen Smith. I want to say, once we get through these comments here, we'll check who all signed and get an update on all of that stuff as well. AB the Knicks is where Melo needs. He's the type of player that can play in NYC market. I agree. I think that the stage. Actually, I don't know if I agree. I'll say this. I feel like since I've been watching basketball since forever, been a fan, folks been hyping up Madison Square Garden, right? And I don't know. I remember Patrick Ewing, John Stockton, and them boys was getting it down at Patrick. My man, the dude who just got thrown out of there not too long ago. I can't even think of his name right now. It's a lot of those dudes who really rocking with. All right, we got another super chat from Ruben H. Hold on, we gonna tap in with that right now. I'll change. And so I say that to say, New York does not seem, especially the Knicks, don't seem like the market that's really driving folks there, and folks really excited to be a part of and play with anytime soon. Let me get here. All right. Terry to LA would be dope. With Malik Monk now with the Sacramento Kings, facts. They would benefit from him there, right? And I think it would put him in position to do a lot of stuff. What Terry Rozier did really well for this Hornets team, in not so much last season, but the season before, is when LeBron James was at his best with the Kyrie Irving tandem, it was when LeBron could step off ball and Kyrie could go get the bucket to win a game or to get him over the hump. That's what Terry Rozier did for those Hornets on that first team when they seemed like one of the most clutchest teams in the NBA. And he knocked down three-pointers. If they could pull Terry Rozier to LA, have him play beside Bron, when Bron can't get it going, they just clear out and let Terry Rozier go to the park. That would be clutch for them. But I don't know if they got the foresight or the bag to do that, to be honest, because the Hornets are paying Terry Rozier a lot of money. Let's go down here. Man, Ruben H with a super chat. Much appreciated. AB, this news going to change the offer, dog. It might be a blessing in disguise. They can get more talent for less money. They're going to keep Bridges. And that's the funny thing, right? Is you're right. It's a blessing in disguise. However, that blessing is not for Miles Bridges. It's for the Hornets. And they already got a ton of money, man. I would have loved to see Miles Bridges go ahead and get that $100+ million contract, because I know what that money would mean for them. You know what I'm saying? He from the trenches up there in Flint, Michigan. So that big bag could change a lot of lives, and that's what I would hope to see from. That's what I was hoping for. But you're right. For that franchise, for that team, they could probably get a little discount, maybe 10 million off, and maybe go ahead and hire one of these vet minimum guys or something like that, and make a move. Shoot, they might even be able to sign them on the low and then package that up and send them somewhere else. You know what I mean? Folks talking about KD moving around. Close 21 say LaMelo says KD coming to Charlotte. That all that type of time and them type of conversations happening right now. So you never know, man. That little extra space might be worth it. On the mouthpiece. Okay, damn. Yeah, that did happen as well. Mouthpiece hitting the little girl. That was a bad look. I see though, and it's funny because that mouthpiece incident in the moment by itself feels like passion, right? That mouthpiece incident in the moment by itself is not necessarily like you got a character. That's an accident. I was so hyped playing game, really wanted it. She's coming down to the end season on the line. I tossed it, hit, you know what I mean? I was trying to hit a fan, which is wild. Hit somebody else, like, but that's passion, right? People like that. I remember when I was in college and I was listening to some scouts talk about I got to sit in on our junior day, right? And they were what was it? They were talking about one of our seniors, and there was this guy named Ace Bowen, and he had a motor, and they were like, his motor is so like running so hot that he would overrun tackles sometimes. He just come flying into things, busting stuff up. And they said oftentimes it's better to have a cat with a motor that is running too hard and then you got to try to slow him down than it is to have somebody with not enough motor and you got to try to speed it up. So I say that to say that that incident could have come across as passion. We need to pull that passion back. But some of these other things then start to string themselves along and then become like definitions of your character. And that's the tough situation for Miles at this moment. Plus they selling Airbnb. Hopefully it ain't. I ain't a big fan of the media. Plus Miles is done. One day before free agent, yeah, bad. Miles is my favorite player, but I only think he's worth a max deal if he gets the first half of the season. Miles, let me see. Miles is my favorite player, but I only think he's worth a max deal if you get first half of the season. Miles Bridges, but not worth it if you get playing games. My facts, and hopefully you know he bring that first half of the season Miles for a whole season. We need KD, although that's never happening. It probably ain't never happening, but that would be a big deal. I hate the Hornets because of the way they handle Melo. I can see that for sure. George okay. Damn, bro. I'm sorry. I'm butchering your name, my guy. I promise. Shout out to AB. Man, a lot going on with the Hornets and Miles' situation is not looking good at all, at least for him. Facts. Listen, you give us the Warriors, Miles. You give us the Warriors, Miles Bridges. He gonna be a better as a player, as a person, surrounded by us vets, and will learn the game better. I feel you on that. The Warriors have created. Well, let me say this. Let's do this, cause they tried that experiment with D'Angelo Russell. The ideal, right? We could build that with him. And so I say that to say that Warriors experience doesn't work for everybody. They had to get D'Angelo Russell up out of there. And they was hoping that D'Angelo Russell was going to be a Jordan Poole. They was hoping like that productivity on the offense end, that's what they was going to get from him. He was going to be a supplemental Clay or something, and it didn't work out. So it could work, but I can't say that it works all the time. New coaches giving Melo the keys this year. Sky's the limit. I hope that's true. Kobe gang, that was JB Cliff finna give Melo the keys. Hopefully. Oh, that's because you say, all right, I got you. I think Melo gonna use all the chaos and negativity as extra fuel to show out all year long. Man, you know what's so funny about that is I do think that a lot of NBA players use, they find really crazy things to like motivate them. You watch the Warriors. The Warriors, damn near everything. They done listen to everything folks said, and they still, and they won't let it go. They going hard on every. If you breathe talking about the Warriors the wrong way, they remember it and they going hard on that. So I feel you, but at the same time, I think that a guy like Melo, from my understanding and my bit of short period of time around him, he is one of those cats that is motivated by winning, right? I done seen him be hella upset and distraught simply because his team not getting the right amount of rebounds, right? I think that, and that was when he was playing for free, basically. So you put this money on the line and this legacy that comes with being a pro player, I think that he charged up regardless. I feel like they're not treating him like a superstar because he is. Nah, that's a fact. I think that that's a global thought. That's what I'm saying. They're not a package deal. Now, I don't think they're a package deal yet. If we're talking about Miles and Melo, I'm late, but shout out to anyone that said Mark Jackson would have never let that Miles ish happen. Nobody said that, bro. You the first person on that wave. My man the Pope be Frank in the building. AB got it working. Let me see this. I don't know why it ain't showing up the. Yeah, man, we got it working. We got it working. Finally. Been waiting. I know, man. I've been last couple hours trying to get this thing busting. Is Jello playing in the summer league? I have not heard any announcements on that yet, but I'm assuming that's got to be coming sometime soon. Hopefully, somewhere for some team. If LeBron do get Kyrie and KD, this would be the best team he's ever played on. That is a fact. That's not even a question. If LeBron get a Kyrie and a KD, oh my goodness. If they don't go 82-0, I'm looking at y'all like this shit crazy. And that's funny. That's a shout out to my man Pope. I was on his channel the other day, and who put that in the chat? Hoop Jargon, man. Hoop Jargon. AB, blessings, brother. Mike's fumbled the bag, Bridges. Miles fumbled the bag. Yeah. Facts. He fumbling that bag right now. Bro, Stephen Curry throw his mouthpiece twice. Stop judging young black man, Miles, and be patient and see what the details are. Bro, that's exactly what I just said though, right? I think this comment is exactly the point that I was making, right? Steph Curry is one of those cats who is so squeaky clean that when he do something like throw his mouthpiece or get upset, it's passion. Damn, bro, he just love the game so much. He just loved the game so much. It's ingrained in him. He can't even control it. Kicking and screaming, you know what I mean? It's all of that. But if you Steph Curry, you throw your mouthpiece, you got a lean cup on the thing, you got a woo 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 woo, then they start framing the narrative. It's not just about you throwing the mouthpiece anymore. It's the mouthpiece plus this equals this thing that they coming up with on the other end. That's the point that I was making. I'm not judging the young black man, Miles, and you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, it is a tough time. It would be disingenuous to not acknowledge the fact that this is a rough time for him to have that mistake happen. Posted a statement on IG. I ain't going there. I hope it's good. What did it say? Somebody give me the insight. And I want to get off this Miles situation here in a second, and then we'll get into NBA free agency. Here we go. But I wanted to get through as many of these comments as we can just to get things kicked off. So my idea: Nets receive Miles Bridges, Gordon Hayward, James Bouknight, Kelly Oubre, 23rd, first, 20 Hornets swap. Damn, everything, bro. You gave up the whole vibe. I want to see Katie to Portland for sure. I'd love to see that too. Nah, AB Hero Miles Bridges would be a wing player in the Warriors. And also, I don't know if you know, we got D'Lo to use him as a trade bargain for a player like Wiggins from the start. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe that might be true, right? And if that's the truth, and it was just an intentional thing, AB, it's not a fact that it was lean. Facts. I'm and you're right. I'm not. I'm just going based off of the perception that most people had when they saw what they had, right? So same thing, right? It was an accident. He wasn't trying to hit the girl, but he threw it out there, and most people said, "Dang, that was crazy." You know what I mean? So that's what I was saying. Oh no, you good? You good? You good? You good? Fireballs. That's dangerous. KD is going to the Lakers. You heard it first. Here's what I would love. I actually would love that, bro. I want to see LeBron go out on a high note. I promise that's something that man, this computer here is so trash, man. I want to see that boy LeBron go out on a high note, and I think that him joining up with KD would secure that high note, and it would be worth it for me. I would be ecstatic to see that go down. All right, but can y'all do this for the boy? If you ain't here, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Always appreciate it. I think the Nets and Lakers trade will be Westbrook 80 for KD and Kyrie. If that's the trade, bro, that's the biggest fleece of the whole entire world, man. That you go from being a top contender to being another team in the league. There you go. Please like and subscribe. Fire, great content. Y'all go to plug. I appreciate you. Y'all go, man. Are you? Let me see. Let's get you. Let me get you right, man. You ain't no moderator, bro. We gotta get you the mod. There you go. There you go. Now you in that moderator bag. Yeah. All right. Appreciate that. All right. Melo, heated treads and Miles maybe going for jump shots. Oh, dang. That's cold. That'll make the great debate even closer. Facts. I want to see super teams to stop and teams to develop in-house. That's a fact. I would love to see that too. I definitely 1000% would love to see folks do kind of what the Warriors are doing. I feel like Miami did a decent job of that. Obviously, they've been bringing in pieces, the Jimmy Butlers, the Kyle Lowrys, and all of that stuff. But when you see that core of Adebayo, Lil Hero, Duncan Robinson, some of these guys, you see they're like, dang, they synonymous with that squad. The Udonis Haslem been around there since forever. It say a lot about what's going on with them. Fireball Bros, appreciate you for the subs. All right, here we go. Now we go. I swear to go on the Warriors. Stephen Curry got free agency in a frenzy. Everybody panicking and scrambling to make sure that we don't get another chip and continue to dominate. Facts. You know the funny thing? Any content with LeVar coming in the future, man. I need to get out to LA for not summer league, but this the Drew League. If I can get out to LA sometime for the Drew League, then I'll get some more LeVar content for sure. I'll reach out to them, let them know I'm coming, and then you know what I'm saying, try to get some stuff. But my summer been back to back to back to back to back. Honestly, this weekend would have been the perfect weekend to go out because it's like a long weekend with that. But so we'll see. But I say to this question here, I swear, Warriors, I don't think that most teams feel like to me, watching how the Warriors played, doesn't feel like there's a move that a team could make that would would dethrone what they had going. Their chemistry Steph Curry, not even their chemistry. Steph Curry looks so dominant to me that it don't matter what anybody else does, right? It's like you got to figure out a way to stop that. There was times where pretty much to me he basically won that series damn near on his own. It looked like a few especially was it game 4 or 5. It looked like there was no way that the Warriors should have won and he got the job done. So do you think Mark Williams would get minutes under Cliff? Yeah, I think so. I think he'll get some minutes for sure. He better get some minutes. All right, so let's do this, man. We got through most of the chat right there. Spurs rehauling, and we'll use that to send us over here into free agency. We'll get some updates on guys and all of that, and we'll talk about kind of what's happening here, what's going on with the current market. I mean, boom, hit the button. All right. We over here, what do we got? CBS Sports. And they got the free agency tracker. So we'll go down through here and see who signed, who has not signed, and kind of talk about that. All right. Zach LaVine still is unsigned. Zach LaVine still unsigned. All right. Here's this thing I got for y'all. This Zach LaVine unsigning, is this a result of him like really trying to switch teams and like test the market, or was this him trying to? I felt like a lot of these guys opt out because they really about to opt back in, or they're trying to take a discount to help retool or things of that nature. Do we know if Zach LaVine has not signed simply because he is like he really out here about to leave the Bulls, like unhappy like that, or are we thinking that this Zach LaVine unsigning is due to you know what I mean? It's just taking some time. Maybe he an unrestricted free agent. I should look that up here in this. I don't know why they really don't have that here. That would be clutch for them to have that here. All right, Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal just signed another massive deal with the Washington Wizards. To me, Bradley Beal is the guy who is like, I ain't trying to win, bro. Just give me the bag and 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 give me the bag. And if we so happen to win, I'll take it. But LaVine probably waiting on news on Zoe. That would be interesting if that is truly the case. I don't know about that one though, but that sounds interesting though. But Bradley Beal just signed reportedly 5-year deal worth $250 million. Good God, let's. Can I do this real quick? Let me do some math, man. If y'all got the math before me, somebody math that out for us. How much is that a year? I should know that. Easy math. $250 million. Damn, that's a lot of zeros divided by 5. That's it. 50 mil a year. Oh, 50 mil a year. If Bradley Beal's worth 50 mil a year, you can't tell me Miles Bridges ain't worth 30. Let's see. Perception is reality these days. Chess always, not checkers. Maybe not be a fire, but definitely some smoke. All people need to make better decisions, including me. That's a fact, Amundo. That's a fact. Nah, Zach LaVine for sure. He gonna sign with the Bulls. He just squeezing as much as possible. Wants the Bulls to match the best offer, do better, so he being patient. I dig that. 50 ball, yep. That's yeah, I calculated that up too. 50 mil a year, and that's what I'm saying. That's simple math. I really ain't even the calculator for that. Where y'all stand at with Bradley Beal at the $50 million a year mark? I think that Russ getting 47, which is banana yocho. Here's the thing. I understand why Russ' contract looks the way that it does, because when he signed that deal, he was Mr. Triple Double, one of the most premier players doing the unthinkable year in and year out. So that makes sense to me. I struggle with the Bradley Beal thing because I think Bradley Beal is a decent player. I think that he scores the ball really well on the offensive end. However, it's the same thing as this Miles Bridges debate. And that's why I say if Bradley worth 50, Miles worth 30, is because to me, the thing that makes Bradley Beal I don't want to say not worth 30 like he ain't worth it, because you worth whatever somebody gonna pay you, so he's worth that. But to me, the reason why I would be reluctant to say, Bradley, I got 50 million for you, is simply it don't translate to W's, right? So if I'm the Washington Wizards and I got Bradley Beal, there's no point in me to continue to pay you that amount of money if you're not going to translate that into a W. Because at the end of the day, like, that's why most people are here, right? And I do understand that there's probably some affinity for Bradley Beal in DC at this point, but I also don't look at Bradley Beal as one of those guys that if he came to town, I'm going to buy a ticket because Bradley Beal is here, right? I might go buy a ticket to go watch Russell Westbrook do his thing. Russ Westbrook could get me out of my bed or out of the house on a Thursday night because he might go get a triple-double. He might dunk on somebody. I might even catch Russ hitting the folks. I don't know if Bradley Beal is moving the needle around the NBA like that. And let's do this. I'm gonna try this. I never do these things. That deal is a win for Brad Beal. That's a fact. That's what I'm saying. For him, that's amazing. It's immaculate, bro. And go get your bag. I'm gonna put a poll in here. Would you buy a ticket to see what's his name, Bradley Beal, play on the road? Yes or no? Ask the community. If Bradley Beal was coming to your town with the Washington Wizards, are you hyped to go get a ticket and watch him play? Because that's, to me, is 5 years, 250 million. That's what that is, right? When we travel, folks coming to see you. You putting butts in the seat. The same way when LaMelo come here and watch to Indiana, people show up to the arena to go watch Melo do his thing. Folks is in the building with LaMelo. Let's see. So that's my question. What do y'all think? And then we'll take a look at the chat right now. After a little bit, we'll see what the chat say. I think where is this at? Can I pull this up here? How do you? All right, there we go. All right, and then we'll come back to that in a second. So Bradley Beal, the number 2 free agent on the board right here, just signed. We got James Harden. What I believe is, I'm sorry, let me give it to you. We got James Harden up next. James Harden still hasn't signed, but to my understanding, he opted out of, I think, $47.5 million and opted out of that money with the intent to give the 76ers a better contract, right? To work with them. So, key nonchalant, but hoops like a mug. Yeah. Let me see. My man Pierre says, Bradley Beal comes off like Drexler, low-key, nonchalant, but hoops like a mug. He is a hooper. He a hooper for sure. But, you know what I'm saying, just being a good hooper don't sell 100,000 tickets. You know what I'm saying? It ain't finna pack out an arena. So James Harden is basically, to my understanding, he is in this position where he is opting out, trying to give the Sixers a better deal so they can kind of, you know what I mean, get pieces around him, and then also possibly give him some long-term stability. You know what I mean? Because his play is on a bit of a decline, so I'm sure he's trying to secure the bag. Now, number 4, DeAndre Ayton. I've heard DeAndre Ayton's name come up a ton in these different conversations. In the video that we watched at the beginning of this, and they talked about they were comparing the DeAndre Ayton situation to Miles Bridges situation, and with both of them want the bag, right? Both of them want the max deal. But what was it? Windhurst was saying the difference is he believes the Hornets actually rock with Miles Bridges. They care about him. They see the value. Whereas the Phoenix Suns are like, bro, if you leave, you leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we can get a steal or a deal with you, man, we'll do it. But, you know what I mean? Likewise, well, truthfully, we don't really need you. So that's a tough situation for him to be in. Jalen Brunson. Now, this Jalen Brunson situation, to me, if I'm Miles Bridges, is the benchmark that I'm using to determine like where my contract lives at, right? To determine what money I should get, right? Because you got a dude like Jalen Brunson, who obviously he's a guard. Miles Bridges is a forward, small forward, power forward. Damn near play some center for the Hornets at a time. But I think when they talk about calibers of players and guys who I would say like are on the at the beginning, right? They just starting to take the leap and become who they are, become notoriety, become folks who people are interested in watching play. I think they both right there. And we look at how much it seemed like the Knicks really, really wanted him. So for him to sign that 4-year, $100 million deal, $25 million a year, to me, I think that is around the spot that if I'm Miles Bridges, I at least need Jalen Brunson money. At least you got to give me that. I can't go no lower than that. Anthony Simmons. They just say, yeah, all right, he signed an extension, Portland Trailblazers, same thing, right? I feel like all of them in that same cusp of player. Simons, 4-year, $100 million, yeah, exactly. I need 25 mil or I can't even do it. Colin Sexton still unsigned. Colin Sexton is in a tough situation to me because he's one of those cats who he wasn't even there last year when they had their best run. And so I'm going to end this poll on Bradley Beale. And so for the Miles Bridges situation, they either looking at it like, bro, when you come back, we're going to be better. Or they looking at it like, bro, you was gone and we was dope, bro. We don't even really need you like that. And so, and you going to come back and throw off the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that's the ill situation that he currently in. But let's see. We got this poll, and it says, so would you buy a ticket to see Bradley Beal play on the road? 73% of y'all said no. 26% said yes. We had 26 votes. And that's kind of in line with what I expected, right? That is why I'm saying it baffles me a bit that they throwing that level of money at him over there in Washington, D.C. They throwing that bread at him. Let me get in here with y'all for a second on the comments, see what folks got going. Russ getting 47. I wonder if, let me see. Let's look at some of these comments and we'll get back to this list. I wonder if players that focus on making the most money possible regret in retirement and wish they won more. Here's the thing, that I think it's the reverse of that. I wonder if guys, and I feel like I've heard this. I've heard, I believe, more folks say, I regret taking less money trying to chase a W. Right? Because at the end of the day, like, if you don't win the championship, it ain't even worth it. So unless you one of these, and a lot of guys go through the league and don't get the championship. So you done took less money consistently trying to chase wins, and they might show up in the regular season, but in the postseason, if you ain't getting the championship, then it ain't worth it, right? It's the same with a team and y'all going into the luxury tax. If you going into the luxury tax every year and y'all catching L's, it's like, bro, we can't do this no more. That's the beauty of the Golden State Warriors. They don't even care. The most expensive team in the league, and they can do it simply because we're going to get a W and it's going to be worth it in the end. Every time we win a championship, our status rises. So let's just keep going. We'll keep spending the money, and it's a good investment for us. So that's what I think. They have to pay Beale $2 to keep him. They got to pay him dollars to keep him, but that's what I'm saying. Is like you could pay Miles Bridges, you could pay some of these other cats big money and have a more exciting team and probably get the same outcome, right? To me, if you paying Beale to keep him there, then you got to be paying him to get you W's, right? It's the same reason why OKC and Westbrook parted ways. They was giving Westbrook the bag after KD left because we need you to stay. We got to get you to stay. Please stay. Don't go nowhere. But after a while, it becomes silly to keep giving you the bag because we ain't even it ain't panning itself out the way it should. But they needed him to stay because after KD left, nobody was finna watch OKC hoop. KD and Brad would be nice if they pull that together. Is Kyrie ruining his career? Here's what I say. And I wanted to get into this a little bit more, and like I recorded a video the other day kind of dedicated to the Kyrie situation, and then I ended up not uploading it because then I seen some other content and I was like, man, I just want to talk about all of it. But this free agency in this week, man, the way stuff has been rolling out, it's just like I haven't been able to really devote the time to get into that Kyrie situation that like I really wanted to. So I will say this. I don't think that Kyrie is ruining his career, right? And I'll tell you why. I think that when I listen to the media talk about Kyrie, and this is kind of what I was doing a video for. I'm talking about I maybe watched 5 or 6 videos in which every media personality was on Kyrie's head. Especially after he opted in. Oh, you opted in. You thought it was going to be easy. You thought it was. And everybody had a quote of why this was going on. And this is what he opted in. In every couple of days from the Kyrie Irving situation, we hear a new piece of news, right? So Stephen A got on there and was going at him because he had to opt in and take the money. And then all of a sudden, Wojnarowski is like, oh, he opted in because he's still trying to push to get to the Los Angeles Lakers. And it completely contradicted everything that I heard seeing Stephen A. Smith roast him for, right? Everything. Kevin Durant don't even want. I heard the rumors were for a second today that Kevin Durant. So Kyrie opted in, and then Kevin Durant said, I had enough, I want out. Right? And they were pushing it as if Kyrie's drama had forced KD to want to get out of town. Then the narrative entirely changed to KD and Kyrie don't want to play in Brooklyn, but they still want to play together. And so I say all that to say, I don't think that he is ruining his career, but I do think that the media for some reason has this vendetta against him and they are trying to get him out of the paint. And I think what it is here's what I think it is. It's just like you see these people who is famous people, right? And they got the blue check. And you get in the comment section and you get all of this love and all of this love. But the only people you focus on are the ones who hate, right? And then so what happens is you clap back at somebody, and then that person who probably was chilling realized like, yo, you clap back. Hold on a second. Let me do it again. I'm gonna see how much I can get you to clap back. And so I think that the media is doing that with Kyrie in the sense that the media knows that if we talk enough about Kyrie, he'll say something back. And then we got more content. That gives us another reason to post and talk about Kyrie, right? You think that most people in those positions would say, man, if Poe Bridges, baby mama, IG posts damn and pictures and all sad. Damn. Damn. That's all bad. That's all bad. That's all bad. Yeah, Miles could probably get it legit. Hey, no one wants that. Dang. That's all bad. So that's my take on the Kyrie situation is that it feels like they know he'll respond and they know he's gonna say something interesting enough that they can get on it'll create good content. So I think that the media is attempting to really like take a shot at him in a weird way. I feel like Bradley Beal championship. I feel like Bradley Beal don't prioritize as much on championships as being the face of a franchise and as well making wealth and impacting
infinity.
Impacting the kids in the community, which is cool, but wish he could be different. Nah, facts. Okay, all right, my man Flight Sports in the building with the super chat. Hold on, let's get the flight real quick. Where you at, man? Where is that? Oh, there you go. There it is. There it is. What's your thoughts on the New York Knicks signing Jalen Brunson? Are we a better team? Here's what I say. All right. And we kind of, by proxy, talked about Jalen Brunson a little bit in regards to Miles Bridges, right? And I was kind of drawing a parallel between these two guys who, to me, are at the threshold of their careers as far as we about to take a leap into becoming the next generation of all-stars, right? And we're either going to be we could call it like a fringe all-stars or like real life all-stars. Like we right there, right? That's what I think those two guys are. Do I think that it makes the Knicks a better team? I believe so, right? And this is what we could do. Let me see if I can do this. Actually, I got this here. Let's do this because I ain't even gonna lie to you. Jalen Brunson is somebody who he could even be arrested. Man, boy, all right, we're gonna have to look that up. On the Mavericks not signing Brunson. All right, let's do this. Let's see. Let's do this. I'm trying to see. Let's see what the streets got to say. Zach Lowe. I hate the term. Nah, that's not what I want. I want them Jalen Brunson highlights. Let's take it there. Let's see. Let's see what we getting in New York with Jalen Brunson. Oh, no, it's that bad? Damn, I had to go look it up. All right, let's see. They got this here. We ain't finna watch this whole tape. But for my man Flight Sports, the Knickerbockers, let's see what was in Jalen Brunson's bag this season. Let's see. We'll watch this and I'll tell you if he making the Knicks better. All right, let's look. We'll let this load up a little bit, but so I think we'll watch that and then we'll see, is he gonna make the Knicks better or if they just blew a bag for no reason. Damn, yeah, boy, medical report saying mom, a nose, concussion, contusion, and rib bruises, and limb. Good God, and they saying I can't. Ah, my goodness. I don't think the league gonna let him. I don't even want to get into all that. Do you think MJ gonna lowball Miles now 3 years? Yeah, bro. I think Miles gonna take whatever they offering. Pokemon suspended. For real now. He could even. I ain't, bro. We ain't finna pull it up. Definitely would be more than likely send. So who got the oh, that's the IG right there. I'm not gonna pull it up on stream just on the fact of the health and safety protocols and the terms of service, but I do need to tap in for a second just so I can be fully educated on what the deal is. John Morant just signed a deal with the Grizzlies. To read up, I guess. Uh-oh. I know somebody done sent it to me. Oh. All right, let's see. Man, bro, I'm gonna pull it up. Let me get a check. Quick look here. I ain't gonna do my dog Miles like that and put it on the stream. We don't need the content that bad. Alright, I hate this come to this, but I can't be silent anymore. I want to destroy my home, view me everyone, kill like had nothing to prove to the world, but I won't allow anyone who could do something so horrible to have no remorse and point. But I'm not. Signs me and continue to lie and protect a person. It's unethical and immoral. It's truly sick. It hurt my heart because I always had hope and someone love is as scary as it probably be. I stand for myself. I won't let the silent to protect others anymore. I value myself and my kids more than anyone's image. A fractured nose, wrist torn, eardrum torn, muscles in my neck. I'm being choked until I went to slam in a severe concussion. I don't need sympathy. I just don't want having anyone else. I just want this person to get help. Get my kids. My kids deserve better. That's all I want. It hurts. Everything hurts. The situation hurts. Most importantly, I'm scared and hurting for my kids who are witness to everything. Please respect my family privacy and stop with the discussion, rumors, and allegations. Here's what I'll say real quick, right? And let me do this because I don't want my boy. Let me pull this over here for a second. That's rough. That's rough. That's rough, man. That is rough. I'm gonna clear this real quick because I don't want to put that on my man flight name. Here's what I'm saying. I understand the post, right? I think that the part that throws me a little bit is when you say, please respect my family's privacy and stop the discussing rumors and allegations. My issue is, damn, that's rough. That's bad business right there. Good God. But that's to me, don't like post all of that and then be like, oh, but I want privacy. I'm gonna make this public as possible, but then give me privacy after I make this public. Like when you are speaking out, speak out, stand on. I heard this man Draymond say you gotta stand on what you say in your business. You know what I'm saying? So that's tough, man. That's not a good look for Miles Bridges at all. And that's horrible if he did that. You know what I'm saying? And that's damn, that's tough, man. That right there throw off the stream for a little bit. That hurts. Hornets fan here. Sign and trade Miles for John Collins and give Aiden a max. But that's the problem is, bro. The value on my man then win. I tell you right now, AB. If you see the pics of his being, you'll fully understand likelihood of him even playing in the. No, that's a fact. I just looked at the pics and yeah, it looked bad. It's bad. It's bad. So that's tough, man. That shit reminds me of it's such a that shit's so weird, man. Those type of situations. And I'll tell y'all this, right? this is, and we're going to watch this Jalen Brunson highlight clip here in a second, but in a moment to be what I would call but did you see the pictures as well? Yeah, I seen the pictures and I read the post. And there's a video there too. If you're new to the live stream, please like and subscribe for more fire content. Straight up, man. Y'all go to plug in the building. Moderator in the building. So this is what I'll say. And I'll tell y'all this, right? Do y'all want to hear a story? It's kind of related to this situation a little bit, but it's like a personal one. So y'all want to go to a little personal story time, let me know. I'll share this story with y'all because it's one of the craziest events that has ever happened to me in my life. And when I see these pictures, it kind of like, I don't want to say it triggered me a little bit because, and this didn't even happen to me, but it was like by proxy, you feel me? And it made me be like, damn, man, that's the kind of situation that this young lady that I know was probably in. And it's kind of like, shit sucks a little bit. Best they both fought each other, but regardless, it don't look good. I think that bad. Damn, nah, that's tough. I don't know. I can't even say that's at best. That's rough. That's rough. But it I don't know. Never mind. I ain't gonna tell that. All right, let's go. Let's get back into this, man. Let's get back into this. We ain't gotta go there. Maybe what we in hour 2 now? So I will say this. All right, story time, and it's in regards to this Miles Bridges situation, right? Because this is what that her blurb was, and looking at them pictures, right, reminds me of this, right? When I was in JUCO, so I went to junior college in out in Kansas, Independence, Kansas, right? And at the time, I was dating this young lady. She had a son, probably like less than a year old, maybe a year old to maybe less than a year old or to a year old, right? And so I was at the school here, and her father, the baby's father, went to the school down the block, right? So I went to Independence here, and Coffeyville was our rival school, was down the block, okay? And so we were kind of dating. It would end up being like one of them like weird scenarios. I played defensive back, he played wide receiver. I didn't even know if he knew I was dating her at the time, but our teams played each other. And it's funny because like the whole game, like I just kept trying to crack him, you know what I'm saying? Bow, bow. And we really had no beef, had not even like interacted or whatever. But I think that there was some talk, like they had kind of broke up, but not really. And the reason why I tell this story is because part of their story was they had one of those domestic like relationships where he would get frustrated and then like rough her up, you know what I'm saying? So when me and her started dating, it was kind of nerve-wracking for her because she had like broke away from him because me and her started dating, and like, but she was also nervous because she didn't know how he would respond to it, right? But it's also one of those things where I'm late. How long you been live? Man, we've been live for 1 hour and 20 minutes right now. We in story time. And then we're going to go back to watching some Jalen Brunson highlights and talking about free agency and continuing down our list and who signed what and did all that stuff. But we was looking at this situation with my man Bridges, and it triggered me. So we telling this story real quick. All right. So she was dating this dude. They had one of these kind of like I'm trying to use general words, so then that way, you know what I'm saying, we don't get the video flagged or nothing for being too vulgar or whatever. But they had a domestic situation, right, where it was DV, that's what they call it. And so she broke up with him because of that. But like folks, a lot of folks in those situations, you break up and somehow you keep finding yourself back in those situations. It's always like, I promise I'll never do it again, I promise I'll never do it again. But with us, because she started dating me, she just kind of cut it off, right? So he went, oh man, I promise I'll never. And then she was like, I already got somebody much better, treat me nicer, all of that stuff. So, and this is where does Miles Bridges thing come in, or that those pictures. I don't want to say the Miles, but what those pictures make me think of when I see it, and it kind of made me sick to my stomach a little bit, is there was this time where like me and her was dating, and like out of nowhere, like the shit kind of just like she just kind of like got distant. You feel me? And it was just like, yo, he did the thing again where it was like, I promise, I never, I don't know, woo, woo. So we kind of like separated or whatnot, right? And no, that's not even what happened. This is what happened. This is a funny story I got for y'all. I went to school, and in the school that we were at, there was a Walmart. Okay. And so it was like around Thanksgiving, you know what I mean, Christmas time. And so where they went to school at, there was no Walmart, so everybody drive up to go to the Walmart here. And she worked there and all of this jazz. All right. And so she tells me like, yo, I'm about to be in Walmart with old boy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to give me a heads up. So I'm like, you finna be in the city with this dude. Like, I'm in. So my homeboy's like, bro, what's up, man? You trying to whoop, whoop? And I was like, bucket, dog, we going to Walmart. And it was weird, but for some reason, I just wanted to go to Walmart and see them too. So I'm in the Walmart. They in the Walmart. Me and my guy, we walking around. We see them too. Old boy get a little shook. He think that I'm coming in there to confront him on something, but I'm really not. He grabbed the little kid. They walk out. Woo, 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 woo. Long story short, and this is the part that I'm saying. I don't think she looks. Oh wow, bro, man. I saw a lot of the video, but it looked rough. So I say all this to say, this chick, all of a sudden, she stopped answering all my phone calls and all of this jazz. One day, I'm back home over Christmas break. I get this call, and it's her, and she like something, and then all of a sudden, I don't hear from her again. And I'm getting these text messages that's weird, not from her. It seemed like from her phone, but I could tell like something ain't right. Come to find out, right? She done like, you know, got talked back into trying to be in this relationship with old boy. And then he asked her, dang, so you was really dating that dude from up the way? And she was like, yeah, I was, you know what I'm saying? And he asked, you know, I think asked the question, my fault. Miles should have, asked the question to her, yo, what did y'all do it though? Y'all did anything? And she was like, I mean, we might have. And then so she told me that, oh boy, she's driving the car. Oh boy asked her this question. She says yes. He reaches over, two pieces her. She passes out, wakes up in the shower, blood all over, and like naked. He's standing there like, oh shit, she woke up. Gets out and then runs out of the thing. And then like within that, like decides that she can never talk to me again because this dude is gonna kill her if she ever talked to me again. So I tell that story because I wasn't there for that instant, right? But I think that when I looked at those pictures, it reminded me of that and like put into perspective for me, like that's the type of shit that she was probably going through dealing with that dude. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. And so that's just like a weird scenario. So that's also why I want to pull that shit up, because I think sometimes this is I take, you know what I mean, like you it's just weird how these different things affect you and all of that jazz. I tell you right now, AB, if you see the picture, man, you don't understand likelihood of him even play. Yeah, that's a fact. My MB really threw his life away, man. I you know, it's way too soon to say he threw your life away, bro. Like, it's jacked up in a shitty situation for sure, but you know what I mean? You can always bounce back, and you can always kind of redeem yourself if you are willing to to grow in and make a change, right? Even in that post that I read, that was her even, I guess, wish for him or hope for him is that he could, you know what I mean, make or develop a bit as a human and grow some. Tripping, it's the most important time of his career. I'm praying for him and the young girl involved that they get head straight. Yeah, facts. I was let go for a year or understand she was a hooper, right? Play ball, so they watching this too. Damn, they gonna type away. Wow, that's tough. She won't leave. I ain't gonna get in there. All right, we back on free agency. That was it. That was the story time. Crazy situation, man. Crazy situation all the way around. Let me get my switcher back up. Let's go back to live video. All right. Let me pull this comment. Can I find it again? Yep, there we go. All right, so what we're doing is we're looking up what's your thoughts on New York Knicks signing Jalen Brunson? Are we a better team? We're looking at some Jalen Brunson highlights real quick. See where his bag at right now. All right. Hey, wait a minute, man.
Brunson looking to take on to the Kupo off the bounce, and he finishes with the left hand, and Brunson now has 14.
Hey, every defensive player of the year award. Basketball last year went to Davion Mitchell playing for the NBA.
Brunson gets
play, and Dallas not able to exploit the numbers advantage. Brunson going downhill, giant kill. Brunson for three. Can you believe that? Brunson again with there to provide some resistance at the rim.
Good find there.
Bullock in transition. Feed. And then another good feed. And an aggressive drive. And a run and down.
So it makes some financial sense.
I don't know, man. I think that in the NBA, things that often move the needle for teams is deeper than, I don't know, it's hard to call it from just watching him, you know what I'm saying, get buckets right there in the highlight and make some assists and some pass and all that stuff. He can bounce back. Kobe had a, oh damn, I didn't even put that on there. But nah, you're right. Kobe K with Rob, a person incredible, and it was good. She planted evidence, and yeah, I mean that's the thing. I had some crazy evidence against that situation there. All right, let's go tap in here with Woj for a second.
Adrian Wojnarowski, speaking of power, Woj, thanks for taking the time to visit with me here. How'd we get here?
I think Kevin Durant, Scott, I think from the moment he came to Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving and the expectations of having walked away from that Golden State team, I think in the end they were overwhelming. The disappointment, all the things that led to this group underachieving, from injuries to the vaccine mandate this season. And listen, part of it too, and you talk to people around Kevin Durant and the Nets, Golden State.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My man here say Jalen Brunson isn't worth 100 M's in my opinion. And you know how New York fans get if they don't get instant results. I'm all for him getting the bag though. Facts. I agree with that. Facts. I don't know if he ain't he just, I feel like what we see from most NBA players is they all can hoop, right? Like every one of them can do their thing on the court. They can put up numbers. They can get it bad. They got a lot of them saucy with the dribble. That's what I saw. I think that it's one of those things where if Jalen Brunson was the reason why Luka, if Jalen Brunson standing next to Luka pushed them to a finals, then I could see you being like, man, shit, man, we could steal Brunson and he might be able to. But if Luka and Brunson don't move the needle, then I don't know if RJ Barrett and Brunson move the needle. But get your bag, you know what I'm saying? All right, for this, listen, be selective who they share their seat. Bum, bum, bum. If Watson's still in the league, well, Watson who? Knicks ain't gonna make the playoffs. I don't believe it. Just getting here. Extra 4. What's up? Say just getting here. Knicks ain't going. All right. Shout out to Real Recognize Real. Shout out AB the Hero. Respect my brother for shizzle. All right, let's do this. We got an update here from Woj on what's going on with Kevin Durant.
State winning the championship this season, and just the flood of criticism and second guessing that landed on Kevin Durant, I think it contributed to a tipping point. He wanted to get Kyrie Irving a long-term deal in Brooklyn, wanted to help him get him that. He wasn't able to.
Here's here. Let's see. Let's check this out. My man here say, nah, AB, you can't get emotionally involved when you're looking at other situations. You don't know if she attacked Miles and if he defended himself or got her off of him. I don't know, bro. And let me see. Here's what I'll tell y'all, right? And here's some advice, right? It's actually funny. I was watching this, and this applies, right? And to me, I thought it was annoying as hell a little bit. But I was watching, what's it called? No Jumper earlier, right? And they got this podcast with this cat named Sharp. And it's Sharp, the coolest podcast in the world. He was on there with Flacco, Poetic Flacco. He used to come through here. And they were talking to some chick. And the one thing that this girl was trying to tell this story about how she got into this really bad situation. Some cat she was with had her trapped in the car, and then he whoop, and they was doing this and doing that, and it just was all bad. And he was like, look, at some point, you gotta critique yourself in those situations, right? And then he was giving her, and it's actually the reverse of what this is, but I think that there's what did they say? It take two to tango at times. So, like, I hear you when you say, you can't get, maybe Miles got woo, but to me, I would tell Miles, bruh, you gotta put yourself in better situations if that's the case, right? I don't know. That would be my response, bro. There is some accountability, right? If you go to a night, there are places I don't go in the city because I know it get crazy over there and I might have to fight somebody, right? There are instances on this YouTube channel where people will take my name in vain and then they will say nasty stuff about me, and I don't respond because I know that I know who I am, bro. I know how I know where that shit make me want to go, and I know that I need to separate myself from that. So I act accordingly because I don't want to have people in my space that's going to have me getting out of character. You feel me? And so that would be my thing. Is like, if that's the case, if you got the bag on the line, everything is on the table, you done bet on yourself, you done came back season 2, find yourself in better situations. You feel me? Right? Don't put yourself in a situation where you got to defend yourself off or you got to woo. Because in most of those cases, it's not the first time. And I would say, like, that's a two-way street, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I think both of them got to learn from they got to reevaluate themselves. Let's see. I gave up on Kimba, and Kimba more of a bucket than Brunson. It's just a lot for a small guard who operates best in the paint. Facts. Where is the damn mouse at? All right, here we go. Talking about the Knicks. I love you. Always got the good mellow content. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? We try. Nah, facts, AB, you right. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get back to ball.
And I think once Irving opted back into that deal, you know, Kevin Durant hadn't talked to the organization in weeks, and neither, I think, Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving, since Kyrie opted into the deal, have been in communication. There was a sense of inevitability around the Nets and around the league that this day was coming, that Durant was going to ask out, and then today he called Joe Tsai, their owner, and he asked out.
Well, just real quickly, I think there were people that initially thought, oh, wow, Kyrie opts back in, then Durant asked for a trade, connected the dots and thought, oh, he wants to get away from Kyrie. That's not what this is.
You know, Kevin Durant's going to have to talk at some point about this, but I do think, you know, the criticism that came with, you know, you traded Steph Curry and that group you had there for Kyrie Irving. Obviously, investing in Irving as a partner, it was a mistake here. I mean, if the goal was to win and win championships, it's been a mistake. And so while I think the relationship...
Bro, here's what I hate when they talk about this without acknowledging the fact that there was a whole, like, without acknowledging the fact that New York City had this weird ass vaccine mandate that no other team in the NBA had, right? And like, if the Brooklyn Nets were in any other city, damn near, they would have had a completely different season, right? James Harden probably don't bow out and then go that way, right? And I think that it's interesting that nobody ever brings that up. Like, they throw all of that on Kyrie and be like, man, he chose the wrong person. No, bro. It was a weird ass situation. And it was weird ass stipulations. It would be one thing if it was a league-wide decision and like nobody could play unless you had it, right? But the ideal that Bradley Beale could play in New York City. What's going on? Oh yeah. I dig that. We gotta get into that too. And so the idea that other people could come to New York City and play, but Kyrie didn't. If I'm Kevin Durant, I have to notice that that's some bullshit. And like, I can't hold that against Kyrie. That's to me. But I hate that the media does that. They create this narrative about Kyrie without, like my man Gino say, Thrino. Wait, they love talking about Kyrie without context. That's a fact. They do it all over and over and over and over again, and it's so annoying to me because this team would have been better had he been able to play on the court the whole time. And I don't think that you have to hold it against him because he didn't want to go get the shot. Like, I know people who didn't get it in regular life. They were willing to give up. They were willing to give up their regular jobs because they didn't want to do that. So I'm not surprised that he was willing to give up basketball. Let's see. My man Chuck Lee say, is this a Hornets channel? Damn, nice. I do think that we cover the Hornets a lot, and if you wanted to classify this channel as a Hornets channel, you would not be far off. However, we talk a bit more about my dog Melo than we do that. We do cover general NBA things as well, but you know what I'm saying, I would say that that's my squad, so I rock with them. Hella. They need to fire Steve Nash. Suck. I think too, people here, and this is all right. That's such a good post, right? Because let me do this for you. Because Steve Nash gets a pass for what happened with the Knicks. I'm sorry. Steve Nash gets a pass for what happened with the Nets because of all of the stuff that went on over the past couple of years. But Kyrie doesn't get the same pass. Durant won't get the same pass. They won't fire Steve Nash because they'll say, oh, but your best players didn't play because they was opting. He'll get so many passes and opportunity, but they'll keep everything with him in context, but they will pull everything out of context when discussing a lot of these other guys. All right, also, we got 103 people in the building, man. If you can, hit the like button while you're here. It's always much appreciated. Let's get back into this video.
You know, has remained pretty close, and he certainly fought to keep him here. You know, even with 4 years left on his deal, there's almost a sense, Kevin, in the league now, you're entering the transfer portal. I want out, and I'm asking out now.
That's just nuts to me as an aside here, Woj. I got other stuff I want to get to.
First off, he didn't even answer the question that he asked him. Because it was initially, and I talked about this early on here, is that they initially kind of framed it as Kyrie opted in, now Kevin Durant wants out. And he says, but I'm hearing that it's different. He's opting out because they both are trying to get up out of Dodge. And he didn't want to give them that, right? He wanted to keep expressing the narrative in a silly way. All right, let's keep on.
I just don't know in the league anymore. Like, you got a 4-year deal, it doesn't matter. If you're a superstar player, just like, I'm not going to do it. How can you function as a business if this is how it goes?
Yeah, the one thing that having 4 years left on his deal does, Scott, is it gives the Nets a lot of leverage in how they can trade.
I get that.
Kevin Durant, right? They're able to send him almost anywhere they want to, because even small market teams who otherwise would never have access to a Kevin Durant unless they drafted him know if we trade for him, he's got to play here. He's under contract for 4 years. He loves basketball too much.
Unless he doesn't want to. And like, I mean, we've seen that happen with players in the past couple of years. Look, Durant's, he's my favorite player to watch. I'm not anti him. I just think at some point, this is a whole other conversation. Where do trade talks stand at the moment? What do we know?
The funny thing about isn't Scott Van Pelt? Scott Van Pelt is acting like not wanting to work for your employer is something that like doesn't happen across everybody. If Scott decided, yo, I don't want to do Sports Center no more, and it said I'm not doing it, y'all gonna have to fire me, take the money, whatever you gonna do. They'll do it. He could do that. Like people do that all the time. I feel like these athletes got too much autonomy over themselves. You should just be able to force them to do something. No, if he don't want to play, then he ain't gotta play. And that's the thing, if he don't play, you ain't gotta pay the boy. Let me see. All right, let's see. What's about Kyrie over here? I'm not gonna. Kyrie should just let the front office be front office. He be mucking things up for him. I appreciate that as a Warriors fan. Straight up. I dig that. Everyone else, go Hornets, huh? We need to make a trade for John Collins. That would be nice. Dun, 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 dun. Kyrie is a different breed. Steve Nash did nothing wrong. Like a lot of players won't let him coach. Then, well, but that's what I'm saying, bro. This is what I mean. Is it's weird to me that, like, he can get the pass of, like, you did nothing wrong, right? And this is what I'm saying, is we see too much where, like I was saying earlier, where we always hold folks accountable for their decisions in certain situations. So let's say if a Steve Nash is the coach of a team and you're expected to play with the players that you get, you expected to be able to coach the guys that you get. You should be able to say, we ain't got Kyrie, we ain't got James, we got Kevin Durant. Let's go make something happen. We got Steph Curry. We got these pieces. We're going to get something done. And if you can't, in the NBA, like, they'll fire you. Across the board, you could be over at, they just got rid of James Borrego, who had a far worse roster. I don't want to say that. Not far worse, but did not have as good of a roster as they had in New York, with Brooklyn, and they fired him, right? Across the board, you see the coach over in Sacramento who don't have the roster that they had in the Nets, and they got rid of him because you can't make it work. Like, this ideal that my 3 Hall of Fame players like are not on the court, so I'm supposed to lose, is to me a cop-out. If the Minnesota Timberwolves don't do well, they gonna get the coach up out the paint. They gonna get the coach up out of New Orleans, and they don't even have half the talent. So the idea of like, oh well, you know, we look at what they did to Earl Watson over in when he was with the Phoenix Suns. Didn't have a good team at the time. Had a really young Devin Booker, and they got him up out the paint. So like, you gotta hold him accountable, because you should be able to coach whoever they put in front of you if you're an NBA coach. That's my perspective. Let's see. Right now, Knicks fans are dying laughing. That is a fact. Because you either feel like, damn, we done dodged a bullet in here. That was about to get bad for us. I'm glad we made a move the way we made a move. So shout out to y'all Knicks fans. Who knew these guys didn't care that much about winning a championship? But that's what I'm saying. I think that people keep miscategorizing the things that they actually cared about that didn't allow them to play. I get that to me, the context of everything is that it's basketball, right? So you're like, in order to continue to play basketball, let's say if you're anti, you know what I mean, the vaccination thing, like this idea, like a championship is I should forgo my health. I should forgo all of these things because our goal is a championship. To me, that's I don't expect, I would not expect everybody to like want it that bad. You average 8 workouts or 15 minutes or more. The hero matched that mark this month and earn your award. All right, bet we got it. All right, how much do you think Wiggins will get next year? I think Wiggins got to go get the bag, man. I think that they hyped him up so much in the at the end of that playoff run that he secured the bag. This is the beauty of what the media can do for you, right? Is the media can start the narrative of like, yo, Wiggins done made it a turnaround. Wiggins is it. Oh my God, he went from a potential bust to and that right there secures him the bag. Whether that's on Golden State or somewhere else, right? It's the same thing that they trying to do with Kyrie when they trying to like chip away at his value so they can get to a point to say, we told you so. Blake Griffin wanted to win the most. Steve Nash is Canadian, for Christ's sake, huh? Stop, cap. Remember, Brooklyn Nets lost 11 games back to back. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's. I think that if you say Steve Nash did nothing wrong, you also have to say that Steve Nash did nothing right. And you can have a coach on your team who does nothing wrong, but that's just as bad as having a coach on your team who does nothing right. I would definitely, without a hesitation, trade Gordon Hayward for Kevin Durant straight up. AB, I partially agree because the Nets gave Kyrie and KD all the control of the team. They chose Nash. I don't think Nash even wanted to coach, but the opportunity was too good to pass. I don't see. That's what I'm saying though. I don't know if did they choose Nash or did they give him the okay? right? I think out of the list of they're like, yo, we want Nash. Go ahead, yeah, let's get that guy the job. And so I don't know. I think you put yourself in a bad situation if you give them all the control. And I think that from what I was hearing, and I guess we could watch some of those videos and listen to that and talk about it, is the ideal that they were trying to perpetuate is like, yo, they gave them all of this control up front, and then basically what they were trying to do is hardball them to get the control back. And I think that that's a mistake in most situations, because what you should be doing is trying to build some rapport, right? So what I was hearing is, I don't know what that is. Pen. What I was hearing was, listening to this while I'm at work, or haha. So what I was hearing is, the ideal about this whole opt-in and thing is they were like, yo, we want you to come back, Kyrie, but we want things to be different than it was last season, right? In the sense that the way you treat people, talk to people, all of this stuff, the communication, all of that got to change, or else we're going to figure out how we can get you up out of here, right? We ain't re-signing you to no long deal. We ain't giving you the money. And I think that they seem to me, that's that might have been a bad negotiation strategy for the Brooklyn Nets, if they felt like they was just going to strong arm Kyrie into doing whatever they want. I feel what you're saying, AB, regarding Nash, but if you don't allow your coach to put you in the best position to be successful or even try, then you got to look at uniquely and Kai the reason. But that's what I'm saying is, like, I don't think that you could say that that's Kai is the reason. I think if you said NY is the reason, because the only reason why Kyrie didn't play last season is because New York City wouldn't let him play. And so you had government officials who were making that call, not Kyrie Irving. As a T-Wolves fan, we overpaid Cat the way things are going for our team. And Ant's the number one option, but whatever IG... what's your thoughts? I don't know how much Karl Anthony Towns is getting right now, so I can't speak to whether or not he got overpaid. But what I can say is it reminds me of the conversation that we just had about Bradley Beale. And what we're talking about Bradley Beale is, a lot of these guys have this large intrinsic value because of how good of basketball players they are, right? Especially the way they do contracts with this. If you're all NBA, you get this like super duper max. And so you have these random teams like DC, like Washington, and you like the Timberwolves, who, in order to have these really good players like a Karl Anthony Towns, you got to pay them a lot of money, because otherwise folks is getting up out of Minnesota. And so you want them to stay, so you got to pay him a ton of money. However, it sucks for you, because you paying him a ton of money will probably not result in what happened? Okay, will probably not result in W's. Appreciate the new sub, Mo Green in the building. So that's kind of what I think about that. Nets shouldn't be disappointed because Kyrie and Kyrie didn't go nothing in 2 years. They was there and they needed the blame. Miami need KD. They would love him. Nash didn't know what to do. Nash didn't know what to do. Wiggins getting the bag like he gets paid 30+ mil a year for the past 4. Oh well, shit. He already getting the bag. That's my dog, but we need to keep Wiggs, Porter, Looney, GP2, Jordan Poole, and bring vets like Isaiah Harstein and other vets. Facts. I think y'all need everybody to continue doing what y'all doing over there. You live in NC? No, I don't live in, I know, based out of Indiana. Cats getting paid, $224 million Supermax. That's what I'm saying. Like, it sucks that you got to pay him that much money, and that's not going to result in W's, right? Like, at least if you, and I can't even say this about him no more. I was going to say, at least if you bring a LeBron to your team, you can get some W's, but that ain't working out well for the Lakers. But he did get him a championship. So it sucks when you got to pay that much money, and no matter what, you're not winning just based off Anthony Towns. You got to pay him that supermax, and then you got to find somebody else and get him a supermax, and then you got a shot to win it. Man, bro, yeah, that Miles situation is sad. He couldn't play away games. And bump. Yep, and that's another thing. You're right, because he was ready to play sooner, just on the road, and they said, hey, bro, actually, if you ain't going to play, don't even come around here. You're right. Another subscription in the building. Fanto, what's up? Did I see somewhere, and I might have glossed over it. Somebody said they was tapped in from, here it is, watching from Japan. Shout out to Baba T, man. Watching from Japan. Appreciate that. Trade Duncan and Tyler for KD and a first round. Duncan and that ain't enough, bro. Duncan and Tyler don't move the needle like Kevin Durant do. Poppy Nets not doing the trade. Nah, they 1000% ain't doing that trade. All right. What's next for DeAndre Ayton? I don't know. We kind of talked about him a little bit earlier. From what I was seeing is it seems like he in one of them shitty situations where they don't see his value, and so they're gonna let the market dictate how much he gets paid or not gets paid. Towns not that guy. Man, I have friends in many, and they not feeling that guy at all, just saying facts. He's dope on Twitch, though. KY, not playing is the reason. The fact of disrespecting the coach by running your own practice sessions with players and being disruptive with the front office doing their job. I don't know, bro. I don't know about all that. That's one of those things that, like, once again, this even like wraps back into the situation, the theme of today's show, right? The theme of today's show is when you describe this situation with Kai and you say disrespecting the coach by running your own practice sessions, right? Most times, if you're a player and you're doing that, what they say is, yo, look at that leadership. Man, he got them out there with a players only meeting, a players only practice. Man, that is leadership. That's a big deal. Wow, they must really want to win. Now you add the situation with him not playing, you add him needing mental health breaks and these other things, and that situation don't seem like, man, wow, that's a guy who really so motivated. He running his own practices without the coach. That seemed like a guy who disruptive, and he throwing a wrench in the system. So you have to be careful of how you let the story build. And that's the situation that Kyrie seems like he in to me. I want Durant with Melo. I would love to see that as well, man. I saw that post from Melo earlier, and I was like, yeah, bro, you on to something. Boy, Melo might be on to something, man. But let me see. Or I'm on to something. I don't know what that might be. The plug. Or I'm crazy, or am I on to something? What's your favorite signing so far? All right, let's do this. I'm gonna keep this up here, and then we'll get back into the Max Blur in the building. Shout out to Max Blur. Hey. I don't have my horns and stuff set up where I would give you some sound effects. Ja about to make that money. He look like 800 million. I saw Ja just read up. Why do the Nets have to trade Kyrie or KD? They can keep them both. No, yeah, they can. They can keep Kyrie for 1 season. They got KD for 4 seasons. Exactly. AB, that's my point. They paint whatever narrative they want with Kyrie, because if LeBron did that, we wouldn't hear the end of it. Facts. I feel what you're saying. Watching from Dubai? We got Dubai in the building? All right. Lead by example. It's not a new concept. Facts. Durant and Melo would definitely be deadly. Chicago trade whatever it takes to get. Now, Chicago could put a package together. If you Chicago, I'm telling Brooklyn, look, we got DeMar. He was hooping last year. And we got a Kobe White. We got a the boy down low, Pat Williams. What's the cat I can't remember, man. I remember I said it here. LeBron will be a warrior. He don't need the money, man. The millionaire, he can go doing big. I don't know about that, bro. You said it first, but I don't think that. I don't. Watching from Jerusalem in this bit. All right, Jerusalem in here now. All right. Columbia in here too. Hey, we international. I appreciate it. International. All right, but I don't think that they'll do this, because I was just watching this. What is the thing here? I was watching Draymond Green podcast with JJ Redick. And one of the things that he talked about on there was the issue that Steph Curry had with Kevin Durant leaving. And it seemed like there was some residual issue with the fact that he let him in there and he kind of did him dirty. And so with that, I feel like Steph Curry is going to very much so guard his house in Golden State, and he's not letting a lot of people come in there and tap in with him. Billionaire mindset. Dubai here. Sup, bro? Drake Obama in the building. You think Book deserved 2K cover? Yeah, I don't see why not, man. Light-skinned dude, handsome guy. Kyrie going to the Lakers, I would love to see it. I would be hella tapped in if he did that. I wouldn't watch the games because it's too late, but I definitely would be tapped in. Watching from the Philippines. All right, straight up. Everybody, are we all international? Is some folks in here from the United States? Let me know if you're in here from the United States. AB, who's your team, man? Right now, my squad is them Hornets, bro. Them Hornets. That kid LaMelo, man, he a dangerous one. He a dangerous one. Shout out to Yogo. Y'all go to plug. Subscribe for more fire content, please and thank you. And hit the like button, man. It's 80 some of y'all in here, 80 likes, but I know all y'all ain't hit it yet. It's quite Kyrie going to the Lakers, man. I believe so. Let's just tap back in over here. Let's see.
A tremendous ferocity tonight in the Brooklyn front office. The level of intensity of the volume of calls, the number of teams. I had a couple teams, Scott, tell me tonight that they did something they had never done before. That they called and made an offer to Brooklyn, and they called back later in the day, in the evening, and made a better offer without Brooklyn countering it. And they said, listen, we know this isn't necessarily great business, but that's how badly teams want Kevin Durant and want to make sure that if this process does move quickly and knowing how many teams are in it, that they're making competitive offers. And there's never quite been a player of Durant's stature at this point in his career available for a trade, certainly in the modern era. And so Brooklyn, listen, they intend to try to get back, something of a historic haul.
Yo, can we ponder that for a second? That's how dope Kevin Durant is. Could we ponder that for a second? He said teams told him, we called Brooklyn, gave him a deal, gave him an offer, and before they could even respond, we was already back on the phone and said, you know what? We just go ahead and negotiate with ourselves. That first offer was bullshit. We got more for you. That's how cold my dog is. They say, how about, would you take 10? Actually, what about 15? What about 20? Hold on. And they like, damn, I ain't even, this is, you know how that shit ever happened? Where somebody texts you and they get to your phone, and you get to your phone and they done text you 6 times. You've been on the toilet, your phone in the other room, you ain't even seen it yet, and they damn near having a conversation with themselves. They damn near upset that you ain't text back, but they joking and they all of that. That boy Kevin Durant, this is the other theme of tonight's show. That's what I'm talking about. Kevin Durant, it's mind blowing that I think I saw in here that he only be getting $44 million. It is mind blowing that a Bradley Beale makes more per year than Kevin Durant. No way that should happen, because Kevin Durant moves the needle. Kevin Durant comes to your franchise and y'all become favorites. Like that, they gotta figure out a way to really set the values properly for these cats, because Kevin Durant should be one of the highest, not the, because Steph Curry a bad boy over there and he deserved that title. But it's just wild to me that's the thing.
They look at what the Clippers had to pay for Paul George. They look at what the Lakers had to pay for Anthony Davis. They want more than that.
And they should. This is a transcendent talent, arguably the greatest scorer on the planet. And so it's fascinating, Woj, because we're getting, we're in the middle of free agency, but there's a bunch of teams that are like, we didn't have any clue this guy was going to be available. Now, theoretically, he is. So how much business around the league is essentially being put on hold while teams take their best swing here?
Well, listen, I think, you look at the
Atlanta. That's another interesting take. I'm sorry. I didn't even got it up here for y'all to see. Could you imagine Durant, Steph Curry, and LaMelo trio in Charlotte? Come on, man. I can imagine that for sure, but that's the most unlikely situation. Well, I did hear some folks talking about the fact that Steph might want to end his career over in Charlotte. Just to say he did it. Damn, dude, you really on his basketball hard. It's not me. I'm saying that this is what other teams are doing, which is crazy. They are on that boy so hard. No, I was about to say AB the hero. Don't tell me, Katie. Nah. I ain't gonna get that one. That boy Steph is somebody else. Kyrie staying in Brooklyn. I feel like he gotta stay in Brooklyn. He should do it, but he trying to get up out of there. Beale great, but he not no shooter. Yeah, I would never disrespect Steph Curry like that, because I don't want to end up on a T-shirt or be on the podium and be like, it was this YouTuber by the name of AB the Hero, and he said, I ain't trying to do that. Shouts out for Toronto, Canada. You think we can trade for Durant? We had the assets. Y'all got the assets up there. And I guarantee that's probably the last place KD want to go. KD is that great. WTF. KD got some of the best negotiators in the world negotiating with themselves to get him. That's a move. Jordan Robert, that would be crazy game. Would be broke. AB the hero. Steph said He retiring as a Warrior. All right. But he said that, man. But you know what I'm saying? They say stuff all the time. LeBron said he was going to win 7 championships in Miami. Hear from Chad. Shout out to Chad. All it takes is Durant coming, then Steph follows, because he does want to retire a Hornet. See, I done heard 2 different things right here in the same little chat. Somebody say he wanted to retire a Warrior. Next person say he wanted to retire a Hornet. Let's get back in here.
Atlanta Hawks is an example. They were a team that I think would have loved to be involved in the Kevin Durant sweepstakes. And they made a trade yesterday, giving up 3 first-round picks and a pick swap for DeJounte Murray in San Antonio. So think about three unprotected first-round picks for DeJounte Murray, who's a fine young player, made his first All-Star game. What is Kevin Durant worth? But if you're Atlanta,
sure,
you gassed your assets there, not knowing that this all was going to come a day later. And so I don't know if it's necessarily holding up business in the league because, free agency at this point, I think
London,
we kind of know
Stackhouse,
most all the
KD
key
and
players
LaMelo.
out there are going back to their teams at some point here. But it has really created a frenzy unlike, I think, anything we've seen. It's only been several hours. It's going to play out here over the weekend.
Hey, can we get the likes
I can
to
keep going,
100,
but you've already been off
please?
your phone for 7 minutes.
Y'all
so I
tapped
want to
in,
let
you
you
ain't
get
hit
to
the like
that.
yet. Let's
You
get
know
that
how
to
much I
100.
appreciate and respect your time.
Likes
so I'll
up
say
to
thank
100.
you until next time. Woj, be well, all right?
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate you.
Woj, be well.
Thanks for
all
watching
right.
ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe.
Okay.
When I say I'm here with Kev, I think that it really entails us, managing this franchise together alongside Joe and Sean and just our group of family members that we have in our locker room, in our organization. I think we just got to make some moves this offseason, really talk about it, and really be intentional about what we're building and have some fun with it, make it enjoyable, and hopefully we get to start from day one just as a squad and as a family, and we just really worry about us.
Do you plan on having input with personnel decisions as the franchise player?
And yeah, of course. I mean, I want to know who I'm playing with out on the floor. I want to know what we're thinking. I mean, Sean in the front office, all of us, we just talk basketball regardless because we enjoy basketball. So sometimes our team may come up and what we may need and what I see from a player's perspective. And we always have conversations. That's what makes great organizations.
Can I go first?
I go first?
Go ahead. So Kyrie said we're going to talk about the moves that we're going to make. He walked into the office and then they said, Kyrie, no, we got to figure out what we're going to do with you first. And then Kevin Durant said, yeah, I'm interested. I want to know what the moves that we're making. But he haven't talked to Sean Marks or returned their calls since for the last month and a half. I don't know. Make that make sense to me. Would that?
Dun, dun, dun. I guess that's some perspective right there for sure. Hey, appreciate that. Lord, we got that thing over 100 likes, man. Appreciate it. Hit the like. Basil Carpenter Jr. Done. Hit that like for the love of b-ball. Facts. Let's see. What I'm seeing. Nah, it takes Durant comments. Nah. What'd he say? Nah, Jordan Roberts, that's cap. Trust me, bro. I'm from Oakland, and one thing about Stephen Curry is his word is his bond, and he consistent. All right, that's what they always say. Say the same thing about R. Kelly. I'm just playing. That's a joke. That boy doing 30 years. Kyrie and Harris to L.A. That'd be a nice little pickup for Los Angeles. Deal without book. Facts. They ain't finna give up. That ain't even no point to go out there. Kendrick Perkins, certified clown. What's your opinion of him, AB? Let's do this. It's hard. It's a hard call, right? Because I get that, right? I do think he has some wild takes. But I think that a lot of it is an effort to be entertaining. And I'll be honest with you, this is crazy to me because same thing, right? Let's do this. the clip that we just watched, right? In context that they're putting it in, it seems crazy, right? In the context of the way that they're framing it, they play those two clips back to back, and then he says what he says, and it seems crazy. Make that make sense. They both talked about wanting to be transparent, wanting to talk to the organization, wanting to like really be hands-on when they're building the roster and they're doing all of these things, and then come up and find out that they ain't been answering phone calls and they ain't been doing this, right? But when you add in the context of what we talked about earlier, right? When these dudes talking about they want to be hands-on, they're doing all of this, and then it gets spun as a negative when people say, oh, but Kyrie was disrespecting the coach by running his own practice. Kyrie was trying to help be a GM and he needed to sit out the way. So it seems like there's all of these things that must have happened in order to like make them not want to be a part of that anymore. But the media won't talk about that, right? They won't give credence to those nuance and then the small situations that happen to make that go down. So I dig the understanding of when you hear him then frame it like that, you could be like, bruh, you want some BS and you know it.
I promise you this. Please don't ask me when something. Don't ask me to make sense. Sometimes normal people, you know, they.
I don't question Kyrie's move from Cleveland. Obviously,
no.
But Boston and now Brooklyn, and you understand why teams were hesitant. You can be as different as you want, but this is still a focus on a team and a championship. And so Kyrie, with that talent, should have max dollars all over the place. When you think about what's going on with Kevin Durant, and all of these teams are willing to do anything for a player of his caliber at 34 years old. They are willing to give away damn near anything to get him if they can. Kyrie is in the same mold of talent. Kyrie is in the same mode of talent.
One of the best ball handlers we've ever seen.
When you start talking about this and the way he's looked at it as like once in a generation type player.
Yeah.
The difference is the way he handles the success, the way he handles that responsibility, and that's why there is such a vast difference between the asking prices and what's available for those two players.
There's a word that seems to be missing with one player, Tim Legler, and that word is trust.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I've been doing this for 21 years at ESPN, and I think that might be my favorite soundbite since I've been here. I want to play that soundbite before every show I do the rest of my broadcasting career, because I've never seen a person that really believed in a moment what he was saying that was that disingenuous with his comments. He did so many things to derail this from having a chance at success, and then sits up there and talks about it in those terms. I was laughing out loud while we were playing that.
I think I officially have nothing left to say about the whole situation. I think I'm done.
That put a bow on it for you?
We're going to get off the show. And
Wait, are you here tomorrow? That's not true. We're here tomorher doing this all over again.
I'm going to be very intentional about my room service order when I get back to my hotel room.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Team that you like in all of this?
I do. I like the New Orleans Pelicans.
There you go.
He's got a no-trade clause. So Brooklyn can trade him to any of the other 29 teams. I think, Malika, the interesting thing's going to be, and we're going to learn a lot in the next couple hours, Zion Williamson, extension eligible for over $190 million. If he is extended, we can remove him from any Kevin Durant sweepstakes. For me personally, I'd be eyeing up Brandon Ingram. I would like to see a package of Brandon Ingram. Let's go down here. Let's get Herb Jones.
Ooh.
We can certainly fill in the roster here. You know, maybe Jonas Valanciunas. We can fill it in. We can make it work. But I want to see a package around Ingram, Jones, multiple draft picks, All-Star for All-Star. Remove Zion out of the equation, and that's the deal I'm looking for.
Bobby, thank you so much for that. And the interesting thing about if it is a package surrounding Brandon Ingram, right? Because we've talked about Kevin Durant has to want to do this. It has to be somewhere, like you mentioned, the Kobe Bryant analogy, where he looks at who's still there and says, all right, like perhaps I could see myself going there. Perhaps I could see this being an attractive place for me. What do you think
Did
of?
they say he had a no trade clause or he didn't? I'm so confused by that. Hornets don't need Kyrie. We need KD, bro. Y'all need both. Any one of them, y'all. We need both of them. Either one. Kobe on jersey. Book Knight is injured. Just had an operation to his pinky at least. He ain't being traded. Facts. Harkins make sense when he not being silly. Say what Draymond said. He wildin'. Silly. Not gonna say what Draymond. Yeah, Draymond was wildin'. What is gonna do? LaMelo needs some help. Facts. They gonna be in trouble, man, because they ain't got. All right. Here's one of the things that's the unintended consequences of this Miles Bridges situation. I can see my eyes getting red. I should have run my. Unintended consequence of this Miles Bridges situation is. The Hornets got some money for a player of like a max caliber, right? They gonna sign Miles Bridges. They gotta sign him to a bag. And they is intending on we're going to keep him, right? So now with this drama going on with him, for some reason, if you can't sign him or he can't play, what do? The Hornets end up in a worse situation with that Miles Bridges situation than they would have before. Because we were counting on that dude to be on our roster and now he ain't. So it makes some sense for you to be like, man, let's go ahead and get after this Kevin Durant bag. Let's go ahead and see what we can do to get this Kyrie Irving bag. Maybe y'all go ahead and get Russell Westbrook. Let's do that. Let's do that poll. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, LaMelo Ball will lead the Hornets, yo. AB, you met Melo. Do you believe him and his dad would want to stay with the Hornets as a franchise player, max contract, or leave? I'm not sure, bro. I think that you want Charlotte to sign Marbury. I think that for them, there are certain things that matter, right? If they really could figure out this situation with Jello and figure out how to get Zoder, max contract, no max contract, I know that LeVar and them they want that to happen, right? Even to my understanding, and it's something I don't know if we talked about too much on this channel, but before Zoe went to Chicago, Melo was vying for him to come to Charlotte, thought it was in the bag, and they made a different move against it. So that would be the thing that would keep Melo in Charlotte for sure. Any other thing, I'm not sure, right? It depends on what they got going on, how the legacy work shakes out, if they start winning games, and if that matters, right? All right. AB, do you want Charlotte to sign Miles Bridges? Yes, for sure. I definitely wanted them to make that move. It's up though now, so who knows? Try Miles Bridges, book night tears. They're not taking that. I see it here. I feel you. The Hornets would do that all day, every day, 3 times a day if they could. Brooklyn ain't taking that package. I wanted to pick hell no. Westbrook could be good mentor for LaMelo, in my opinion. It's possible. Westbrook is a triple-double god. He could maybe help bring that more out of LaMelo. He'll take the ball out of Melo's hands. I think the interesting part is he might take the ball out of Melo's hands a little bit, but when he did put the ball in LaMelo's hands, it would be the score, and that would be a big deal. Top choices had to be Levine and Durant. That's what I'm saying. Like Chicago could put some stuff together. You got a DeRozan and a Levine. That'd be nice in Brooklyn. Plus, if you get some picks and maybe some other little assets, Kobe White, shit, throw Vucevic in there. If I'm the Nets, I'm interested. They should trade for Russ just because they can trade Gordon and Rozier and get rid of that Russ contract over next year. Gives the Hornets a lot of money. Facts. Let me say this. I think that's a fact, right? But I think the risky part about that is you're basically giving away a year with Russell Westbrook, right? You're saying, like, in this situation, especially how real that these Hornets attempting to be at times, if you do that, you're basically creating a situation for yourself where you're saying, you know what, we know we're gonna catch an L this season, but I don't think that's gonna help you in the LaMelo Ball sweepstakes. Knowing Kupchak, AB the Hero, the likelihood of them signing Jello for Melo's sake is highly unlikely, unless he becomes really raw. I think the Clippers next season, when everybody healthy, is a problem. I think it's a problem. Let's go over here real quick. Let's go back to this, man. We'll go back to this list, and we'll start wrapping this bad boy up for tonight. All right. Hey, also, I don't know if y'all know anybody who a little editor a bit, man, but I'm looking for somebody to help with some of these clips for these streams and stuff. Y'all know somebody, send them my way over there on the Instagram. All right. Use Miles Bridges. All right, here we go. Where were we at? We're talking about Miles Bridges. We talked about him earlier. He got a lot going on right now, so that Miles Bridges unsigned could be there for a while. It seems like. JB for KD. So, oh hell yeah, they do that all day. 7 times a week. Every day you make that. I don't know about Jason Tatum, but definitely Jaylen Brown. All right, Colin Sexton, Mitchell Robinson. He ain't re-signed yet. The Knicks slipping if they don't put some money on his books. Bobby Portis got that 4-year extension. That's a good for Bobby. I feel like Bobby Portis is one of those guys who like found his role with the Bucks, and he gonna eat good in that situation. When do you need the edits? I mean, I want the edits as much as they can come. In the poll, 34 votes. All right, yeah. Richard Forrest, all bad. Nice grounders now. It's over from we didn't look at it on stream, but we talked about it earlier. We saw those pictures and read the little comment or caption. White posted pictures of her bruises and son saying it's over, bro. Mom Bridges dropping the hardest first day out. Oh, that's cold-blooded, G. Damn. That's cold-blooded. That's cold. Now and got a max sentence. Damn, boy, y'all going in on Miles, man. I can't co-sign the disrespect. Bag, but the chip is worth it if it pans out. I think Portis fumbled his bag. I mean, that is, I feel you on that, right? Your value potentially in the open market is going to be greater than if you know what I'm saying, you resign to that team who keep trying to tool. Stupid should have waited for Miles to secure the bag, then press the charge out of his son. Dun dun dun. That might be something for sure. What's your IG so I can keep in contact with you? It's AB the Hero. AB the Hero. All right, let's see. Who else we got over here? Hey, that's what they say. AB, you still up working? Yeah, but we about to shut it down here in a little bit. I'm tired. Bro, I swear everybody want players. Warriors can't re-sign. Facts. Yeah, all right, kids have mine. Hey, here's the thing, bro. I added you on IG. I hit you about edit. Here's the thing. I and that's what I'll say about that. Bro, you sometimes you gotta keep the kids out of it, right? I understand the logic of like, yo, she gonna tell her story and she want to be heard and don't want to be silenced and all of that stuff, but don't include the kids, right? Especially on that shit. Don't post the video of your child saying that about his dad on the internet, right? Because the reality is those things gonna live on forever, and that is going to impact that kid for a long time. In the way that today's world is set up, or at least it can, and I don't think you should do that. The grind is real. That's a fact of Mundo. What do you think about Tobias Harris? I would try to talk to Philly and see if the Hornets could trade for him. I think that's interesting, right? I think that Tobias Harris, but I think that what makes me nervous about some players is you need a guy who can come in and like really be consistent in his role, and I think that they need Tobias Harris to score, play some defense and some other things, and I don't know if I feel like you take him off that Philly team and he might have a more inflated vision of himself than what I would believe his role should be on that Hornets team. Oh, wow. Let me get that out here. Open here and there. That ruined that whole feeling like about sending them in. That's wild, Andy Joy. Great watching the stream. Real interesting start to the off season. Good night, bro. Appreciate you for coming through, Forum 8, for sure. Wow, where y'all going in? A UFC contract, facts, AB, for sure. Oh man, I agree. She shouldn't have kept the kid out of it, but she did it. Whole situation is sad. Yeah, for sure. The whole situation is hella sad. Hella sad. But definitely keep the kid out. Let's go back over here. All right, let's go here and then we'll start wrapping this bad boy up. Who ain't signed yet? Hey, new subscriber to the channel. Big Moat Jax. Appreciate it. Kyle Anderson got to sign 2-year deal, $18 million. Tyus Jones, little 2-year deal, $30 million. Boy, that's so nice. Here's something. You know what's something that I realized last year when I was watching there's this video of the Hornets, right? And the video was them like pulling out of their arena. And it was all of their cars. And it's something that I like didn't realize, like it's like something I missed, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't say I didn't realize because I knew it, but I forget how much money like everybody on the squad get. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you might have some of these dudes who make 30-40 million a year, but still the last guy on the bench still is a multi-millionaire in most cases. So I was watching this video and they had all of the dudes pull out. And Cody, let's say like a Cody, Caleb Martin, like in my head, I know that they don't have the biggest contracts, so I think you expect them to like pull out of that mug in a Honda, you know what I mean? And they come whipping out in the foreign car too, and I'm like, damn, that's right. Like even the cheesiest, corniest, like swagless dude on the NBA bench, is loaded when it comes to cash, man. Shout out to Lester Balboa for subbing to the channel, man. I always appreciate it. Wonder what Spurs doing. They still at 39 million in free cap space. Hey, they trying to buy out Kevin Durant or something. Life changing bread. You know what I'm saying? Life changing. Well, her person has been a beautiful for a while, and the last one is her just not being sound no more. Pretty simple. Just keep your hands off. Facts. That is simple. Just do that. Keep your hands to yourself. Jello broke up with Ivani. He unfollowed her and deleted pics. I don't even know who. I do. I never met the girl before, but I heard about her. But I ain't that deep into it. I think that's the case here too, right? It's like keep your hands to yourself, but then also have some understanding of yourself that like if you find yourself repeatedly in situations where you gotta restrain your own self, then get yourself out of there, bro. Like don't thrive and don't keep yourself in that toxic stuff. You know what I mean? Doctors and surgeons should be shit. They already getting that money. They getting paid out here. And it's funny because the ones who getting paid pay the ones who doing them butt injections. The problem with doctors and surgeons is, you're right, they deserve a bag or whatnot. But if they were getting that bag, then they would need to be giving up them services for free. Right? You don't need to get the more you pay them to do like a surgery, the harder it will be for folks to get surgery. So I'm with you could pay a doctor 25 million a year, but that boy got to do 25 million surgeries. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. My man say, "Damn, AB, you still going? I'm done. Do you be going since like 11? I'm about to eat and hit the hay. I have rewatched Listen on my way to work. You the realest NSC Los. Ha ha ha. I appreciate you. Yeah. We've been on it, man. Normally, I've been trying to cap these at like 2 hours, but I was on earlier. I was trying to get on like around 8, and my computer was jacking up. So I had to get on a lot later. So you know what I'm saying. I don't know. I kind of feel like I owe it to the streets to keep going a little bit. Gary Payton second to the Blazers. That happened. Let's see. Let's refresh. See, we got some new sign. Sign Mitchell Robinson. Oh, they still got Gary. It's in here. Let's see. If that was his BM, she knows the situation and well, mom need to do better. But mom, yeah, they all got to do better, man. They all got to do better. I don't know my problem with them, but I had a friend comment that hooked up over. That could be a thing. That could be a thing right there, man. I swear. Where you think Aiden's going, man? That boy need to go ahead and go to Charlotte. We need some firepower, and we got some money opening up over there. We just got a little bit of extra cash. Let's see. Booker and Towns representative Jessica Holtz is the first female player agent to secure a max contract And did it with 2 Supermax deals on the same day. Damn. Gary Payton has agreed a 3-year deal with the Blazers. Shout out to Gary Payton the second. He done been through the ringer. Gary, all right. People always ask about the Jello situation, right? And I want people to understand the legacy of Gary Payton II and how he found his role and secured the bag. Like when folks ask about Jello, they need to understand that while I'm just like y'all, I think that I know the dude can hoop, right? But he is at the precipice of his career right now. And the same way my man here bounced around from team to team, from G League to G League, but he just kept showing enough value. But he was able to secure the bag, man. And a lot of folks feel like he was a critical role in the Warriors winning that championship. So Otto Porter would be a fit for the Hornets. I think so, because I think Otto Porter is one of those cats who like is what I would consider to be like a career role player, right? He's not a guy who coming out joining your team thinking like he about to be the dude who running the ship and all of that stuff. So I think that that's what that is. Inside look at how free agent Gary Payton II is finalizing a 3-year deal. Yep, damn, get paid GP II a lot. Good for him. Facts. Starts with a bang. 5 players, 1.1 billion. Jokic, Beale. Gotta be Cat and Booker. Which teams can make the most intriguing offer for Kevin Durant? Yeah, GP2 deserved that bag big time. GP2 going to Portland. Yeah, we just talked about that. AB the Hero, what's up? Hunter Iggy in the building. Lester Balboa just subscribed to the channel in the building. Appreciate you. Bridges. And when he got out. Did I hear he was in LA? Oh, they hating on the Trailblazers now. Miko, don't hate on the Trailblazers. Bridges fumbled a crazy bag. We got Flacco in the building, man. Shout out to Flacco. A crazy bag. We talking about 130 million bag. Big boy bag. That's got to be the worst timing ever. Like, go sit down, bro. You got to wait. You got 3 days before you become a generationally, like 100 millionaire, bro. Go find some place to just go relax, man. Stay away from them. I don't know. I know you want to celebrate after you get the deal done. Then go get you some Casamigos. Damn, man, it's crazy. You got to get ready. Hey, yeah, go ahead and sign him over to Golden State. I wouldn't be surprised if he got suspended or something, but I don't know about banned, not like lifetime ban. Dream, like, well, he already got some bread now, so he shit already changed a little bit. But the thing is, here's the hard part, right? Is you get to the league, especially for him, I'm sure he was thinking to himself, bro, the bag on the way. So, you know what I'm saying? The spending wasn't like I'm retiring at whatever age. This is all right. I don't want to say this. I'm gonna put that down. But you know what, Flacco, man, I in my head, right, just on the fact, and this is why I talked about when we opened the stream up, is they say anything that can happen will happen, right? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. There's all of those catchphrases. And I think that, like, oftentimes right when you're about to have the biggest moment of your life, sometimes you meet the biggest trials and tribulations of your life. And so I do same thing. I wouldn't put it past. It wouldn't, if you told me that was a bitter situation, I wouldn't not believe. I wouldn't be surprised, right? We done seen that happen before. We done seen relationships go left and then people end up in them situations. I said that when I looked at that post that she put, like, I don't think that you make that post, you then share all of that information, pictures, videos, record your kid, and then say, oh, could you respect my privacy? To me, those two things don't go together. You don't go ahead and throw all of that information out there and then ask for privacy. And then it's so crazy because the shit hit the fan on the biggest night of the year, which to me, I can damn near guess how that argument went, where it probably was going left, and this ideal of like, yo, I could ruin your shit right now if you don't calm down, and then you know what I mean, folks go head to head, escalating, and shit go to another level. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happened. I'm just going to the internet, a white hit mom, bro. It doesn't matter. To me, this don't matter. It don't matter. Because that's possibly true, but bro, take your ass home then. Get in a car, go get some keys, drive away. You got multi-million dollars. I know you can get an Uber, bro. I know you can call a ride. You probably got another chick you can go be with that night. Go move around. You ain't. I have lived a long. I don't say long, but I've lived a decent amount of time, bro. And I know that when I'm in a situation where it look like somebody about to put hands on me, I know how I can get up out of there. That's all I would say about that. God, keep Damian Lee, Steph Curry brother-in-law. I'm gonna get mad because I would have let him go. Facts. If y'all kept Damian Lee and let GP2 go, if that had something to go, that's all bad. So, AB, what the Hornets going to do? The Hornets in a shitty situation, bro. Because you can't hurry one. Didn't. Oh, wow. That's crazy. They in a shitty situation because you can't. You were counting on Bridges, right? They said, we love Bridges. We're going to bring him back. We love Bridges. We're going to bring that boy back. That's a fact. And so that means you're counting on him to do what he did, them 20 plus points, some 6 rebounds. And so now if you ain't got that this upcoming season, it's nice because you got some bags, but you missed out on the first day damn near of free agency. There's a couple dudes you could have thrown some money at and probably brought them in there. And now you can't necessarily do that. So you are waiting on this situation with Miles Bridges to play out so you can figure out how you can use that to leverage. But if you the Hornets and you sign Miles Bridges right now, you trying to get a discount. You could do it, but the other team got to want to deal with the Bridges situation on their end, and that's the thing. You can't really pass this buck. Right, it's the same thing we just saw with Deshaun Watson, right? Where he thought, you know, that situation happened with him in with the Texans, and I'm gonna go up to Cleveland, and then everybody gonna forget about it. Nope, the problems follow you to Cleveland. Bomb squad in the building. Eric Gnomes, Gomez, Kemba back. Oh Lord, don't bring Kemba back. Let's not get that started. Yo, what you think the Houston Rockets gonna do? Shit, I hope they got a good plan because they sat my dog John Wall last year like he was trash. Warriors winning next season, it's a wrap. I don't know. They just got rid of GP2. He was a big deal this year's playoffs. Let's go right here. Yeah. We looked at she released the photos already on her Instagram, and we didn't take a look at him on here earlier, but I did. I bet she. Oh Lord, y'all can't do that. Y'all can't do that. Don't say that. Shit, if Monga punch you all in the face, you're gonna be looking unstable as well. So, Ja Morant, after signing that super max, he a Memphis boy for life now. Around half the year is absolutely bonkers. Yeah, these dudes getting that bread out here. $43 million, man. That's crazy. Think about this real quick. All right. This agent here, Jess Holtz from CAA, is having a day. She just had 2 players sign contracts for $430 million. Somebody do the math on that. Let's say if her cut is 3%, what's 3% of 43 million? Or it's probably more than that. Let's call it 10%. What's 10%? I don't know. How much is an agent getting? Is it 3 or 10? Somebody do the math. 430 million. What's the percentages on that? Give me a 3 and a 10% percentage. Who got the math? I know it's some mathematicians in that boy. Bruh, we not gonna do that to Kyrie. Oh shit. Matt Barger say Bridges back in the gym after post. He gotta play basketball to keep his mind clear. $43 million at 10%. That's a decent day in the office. Bridges back. That's a decent day in the office, if I do say so myself. If I do say so myself. Is of course Brittany Griner. Facts. Brittany, shout out to Brittany Griner, man. He better work on that double team. Jokic, $270 million deal, 5 years. Damn. Morant, 5 players, $1.2 billion one day. That's a Kyrie and LeBron. Andre Drummond, Chicago. You know. Free agent center. How much do you want to? Julius Randle, Derrick Rose, lock it in. Oh, Lord, hell no. They want 2 All-Stars. That sound like the Bulls. I need to get KD back, man. To help the Miles situation. I don't know what they could do to help that situation. Rockets maybe get Colin Sexton. That would be nice. But I don't know. I feel like if you ain't played John Wall, you don't add Colin Sexton to that. If you're trying to keep them young cats pure, or like give them the runway to do their own thing. That's right, Tristan Thompson. That's what they had last year. I was thinking like, didn't they already have him? But yeah, I'm thinking Tristan Thompson. Court, ruthless, towards DMV, felon charges. He might, he definitely gonna slide on that, on some jail time. I'll do jail time. He gets it back. He's selling. She get it back. I guess. The court gonna have to get it back too. Wow, LeBron. That's crazy. No data. All right, y'all. I think we about to shut this boy down, man. Let me see. Let's check back the free agent ticker. Gary Payton. They ain't even. This ain't even live updated. They ain't even got the Gary Payton sign yet. I picked the wrong one, man. Gary Harris got it back. Yeah, I ain't got a sign. Kevon Looney still got a sign. John Wall. I thought we already heard that he signed that. He going to the Clippers. Montrezl Harrell. How did the Hornets end up with the most thuggish, ruggish team in the NBA? All right, man. We about to we about to get off here, man. We're gonna say goodnight. Shout out to my man God of Blackness for the super chats. Who else jumped in the super chat, man? Flight Sports with the super chat. Always appreciate. I mean, Flight. Appreciate you, Flight.
To infinity and beyond.
Ruben H. Shout out to Ruben H with the super chat.
To infinity and beyond.
And like I said, man, my man God of Blackness, man. Appreciate everybody tapping in here, man. Hit the like button on the way out. If you ain't hit it already, go ahead and hit that boy.
To infinity.
Hit the boy. Hit the boy on your way out. We finna get out of here, bro. My eyes red. I'm tired in the mud. Appreciate all y'all tapping in, man. Miko. My man here from across the water. Queen City Hornets in the building. Bam, heroin picks for KD. I don't think they doing that trade. Suns need to trade Aiden, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges. There's some futures. It's 212 here in Waynesville, North Carolina. Get some rest. Yeah, it's 212 here too. So you look tired. Why am tired? Raleigh in North Carolina in the building. All right. That boy tired, man. All right, y'all. Like I said, man, we up out of here. Appreciate y'all tapping in. I'm sure we'll be live at some point. It's the 4th of July weekend, so we're gonna be doing the holiday thing. So I don't know if we're gonna be live, but I'm sure we'll put something together, man. And Shemaine, man, AB the Hero, we getting up out of here. Peace.